It is a raw day in Seattle for the San Diego Chargers and Seahawks, who are both trying to stay alive in the playoff race. The Chargers are in full free fall. They've lost 4 straight. Seattle lost in Kansas City last week to even their season record. Hi, everyone. Kevin Harlan alongside Craig James. How do you assess the Chargers?
Well, I know they're going to be cold today, so they got to win. They got to play football hard. Hey, Mike Riley said he's looking for an identity on his team. The Seahawks have one. They run the football with Sean Alexander. Today, LaDainian Tomlinson's going to get a lot of carries. This guy has to get in a group, which means they have to handle the Seahawks defensive tackles. As for Seattle, I believe today's the day that they take the kitty locks off Matt Hasselbeck. Let him throw the football. Let him go down the field. Take some chances. He's out of the high chair. I think they're going to do that. And like Holmgren said, if you deviate, though, from my game plan, your plan better work.
And let's go downstairs to Beasley Reese.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. I think the playoffs start right now for Seattle and San Diego. No, the loser's not mathematically eliminated, but with slim wild card chances available, that loser is in trouble in the AFC West. I can see it on the faces of great players like Junior Seau. We will see a great effort. Mike Riley's team is losing games by like a yard here and a missed field goal there. Holmgren is raising a quarterback from scratch. We should have a great football game. Back to you.
I like that hat, Bees. You look good today.
He needs that hat. Yesterday, winds were sweeping across this field at over 50 miles an hour with rain. And they expect more of that tomorrow.
And let me tell you, psychologically, these players were prepared for a bad day. I mean, a really bad, ugly, windy, rainy, cold, snowy kind of day. So to wake up this morning and see 5 to 10 mile per hour winds, it changes the whole psyche. You get a lot more excited about playing the game.
Ryan Lindell will kick off to Ronnie Jenkins, the #1 kickoff return man in the NFL. And the wind is going pretty good, so Lindell may have to have the ball held at the 30-yard line.
You're killing my weather report. I just gave 5 to 10 mile per hour winds. Now how can that blow the ball off?
It just blew it off. It's Seattle, it's San Diego, a huge game with playoff implications, and here we go in Husky Stadium. And picked up inside the 5 by Jenkins. He's grabbed by Isaiah Kazavinsky and brought down at the 28-yard line. Also help from Kerry Joseph. A return of 24 yards in our first look today at Doug Flutie with a great game last week, but a loss nonetheless to the Arizona Cardinals.
He's looking forward to playing here again. Last year, a big game here at this game. The Seahawks defense didn't stop him. He's got his gloves on today. He likes playing with gloves on his hands. Says that gives him a good feel for the football. So he's going to take advantage of these gloves today, he says.
On the 28, first down and 10 to go for Flutie and his offense. The pitch out to Tomlinson. A block by Von Parker. Around the end he goes. He is met by Reggie Tongue and run out of bounds at the 38, and very close to a San Diego first down. The Charger offense. And on the line, McIntosh, Roundtree, Kendall, Jaycox, Domingo, Graham, and Von Parker. In the backfield, Tomlinson just carried. McCrary is the blocking back. Jeff Graham and Curtis Conway the receivers. Tim Dwight is back today, as is tight end Freddie Jones. So now Flutie's got his weapons.
It's very important for him on third downs, having Freddie Jones and Tim Dwight in the game with him.
The first down run by Tomlinson, 38-yard line, 1st and 10. The handoff to Tomlinson again. Nice block by Conway. And there goes Tomlinson rambling past the 45. With a 19-yard gain to the 43-yard line of Seattle. 2 carries and 2 first downs for the rookie from TCU.
Yeah, watch how when they kick out, he bursts through here. There's a big hole in cavity. Conway comes down with a block. He makes the move to the free safety coming back inside. LaDainian Tomlinson's average per carry has dropped off since the first few weeks. I think he had to go through that learning curve as a rookie to get used to playing this long NFL season.
2 tight ends. Steve Hyden has come down. Tomlinson by himself. 43 of Seattle. 1st and 10. Tomlinson again. Nice play on the defensive line by Hilliard, number 95, who has taken the place of the injured Lamar King. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Hilliard is on that line with Chad Eaton, John Randall, and Michael Sinclair in the linebacking core. Perhaps the strength of Seattle's defense. Simmons, Levon Kirkland, and Chad Brown. And in the secondary, Ken Lucas will take the place of the suspended Springs with Tongue, Robertson, and Willie Williams. Williams. It's second down and 10 at the 43 of Seattle. And the handoff again to Tomlinson, grabbed and taken down by Marcus Bell, a nickel linebacker, a gain of 2. He's down to the 41-yard line. That'll bring up third down and 8 for Mike Holmgren's defense. Mike in his third year as the coach of the Seattle Seahawks.
I always enjoy visiting with him, having a cup of coffee. He treats us to breakfast, lets us walk in there on Saturdays and have some coffee with those guys.
It's like a vacation.
It is. It's awesome. I mean, and they even pay us to come here this weekend. But Mike Holmgren knows he's got a young football team. And again, today is one of those, it's a pivotal game for him and trying what he's trying to do with the building blocks.
Tim Dwight is in a collapsed lung a couple weeks ago. He's missed time. It's third and 8 at the 41. Dwight's in the slot, top of your screen. Flutie with the rush coming on, throws to the near side, and it's incomplete. A flag is down at the 47. It's against San Diego. Larry Nemmers is our referee.
Prior to the snap, full start offense number 77. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Doug Flutie is having a hard time getting the plays from the sideline, and the communication, the radio communication from the sideline to the helmet must be out, and so after every play he has run to the sideline to get the play.
It'll wear him out too.
Yeah.
Doug's a good guy. I mean, he's a pretty healthy dude, but that'll get you tired.
It's third and 13. The penalty pushes it back to the 46-yard line. Dwight in motion. Flutie with time. Here comes John Randall. There's the pass to Tomlinson. They're going to be well short of the first down. They had to get down to the 33. They lose 3 on the play. And the Seattle defense stiffens. Antonio Cochran with the nice play.
Yeah, I got to get this feeling there. Cochran just fell into that. It was a nice screen sit up there trying to get it to LaDainian Tomlinson. They bunched the receivers, sent them deep. But this was a nice opening series for the Seahawks because they believe in this particular game that Seattle can control it. If San Diego starts slow, they'll just knock them out.
Darren Bennett, who has had some good games of late, is ready to punt the ball back inside his own 40. The wind is negligible right now. Charlie Rogers deep back. At the 15-yard line with the lane. And a block, and then a nice hit by Rogers Beckett. A 34-yard punt, a 13-yard return, and Rogers Beckett with the stick. And a good one. So Seattle's defense holds San Diego. And now the Seahawks get it for the first time. After the San Diego punt, Seattle begins it like the Chargers did before them at the 28, first and 10. Matt Hasselbeck throwing on first down. Wide open is his receiver, Bobby Ingram. He bangs off Beckett. He is brought down by Rodney Harrison. It's a gain of 27 yards on the Seahawks' first play of the day to the San Diego 46. A huge gain.
Again, this is what I was talking about. Take the kitty locks off Matt Hasselbeck. They're up trying to stop the running game in San Diego, assuming Sean Alexander is going to run the ball. Ingram is a comfort zone, one of the guys that they depend on, and I believe Hasselbeck will throw the ball today and throw it a lot.
So now from the San Diego 46, Seattle first down and 10. And our first look today at Sean Alexander around the block of his tight end Fourier, finally brought down by Tay Cody along with Rodney Harrison. It's a gain of 1 to about the 45. As you take a look at Matt Hasselbeck, who was the apple of the eye of Coach Mike Holmgren coming from Green Bay.
You know, and one of the things to watch in this ball game, Mike Riley says that San Diego needs to manage third down. This is a very efficient, good quarterback on third down, specifically Bobby Ingram. So there'll be some good matchups here today to find out which team can handle the matchups and the management that they want to.
The ball is inside the 45 where it's second down and 9. Is he changing the play?
Yes, he is. He's working on it.
And Alexander again outside. Belton once, keeps on his feet. Rodney Harrison finally gets him as Alexander slithers inside the 40-yard line to the 39, where it'll be third down and about 3. Offensive line, Jones, Hutchinson, the rookie, Tobeck from Atlanta, Chris Gray, Todd Weiner. Alexander and Strong in the backfield. Corin Robinson, Darrell Jackson. You'll see a lot of Bobby Ingram today at wide receiver, and the tight end is Christian Fourier. Third down, long 3, ball just inside the San Diego 40. Tobeck snap. Hasselbeck with time, gets by Ray Lee Johnson, gets by Leonardo Carson. He's got to get inside the 35. The pass caught by Max He's inside the 20-yard line to the 19. He picks up 20 yards on 3rd down and 3 at the San Diego 19, Seattle 1st and 10.
Okay, it's a quick dropping here, and they're trying to get rid of the ball. But what happened was the receivers were jammed at the line of scrimmage. It forced him to have to move to get out around the corner there. Hasselbeck finds his man, gets it down there, and a nice job of getting open, finding the quarterback so he can get the ball to you.
Hasselbeck looks more comfortable week by week.
I think they've instilled in him the fact that you can make these plays. Go ahead and do it.
From the San Diego 19, 1st and 10. Hasselbeck again to the air, and with time, fires a pass into the end zone, incomplete with the flag. We're looking for wide receiver Corn Robinson, who is covered by rookie Tay Cody. Rookie against rookie. It is against the Seahawks. Against San Diego, excuse me, against San Diego.
Defensive pass interference, number 27. The penalty occurred in the end zone. It'll be 1st and goal on the 1-yard line.
And they believe that Corn Robinson is a guy who can still put pressure on, especially the deep ball, on a rookie, Tay Cody. Tay Cody is going to have his hands full today because they're going to go over and try to think that they can go one-on-one with Cody against Corn Robinson. And Robinson has that speed who can get down the field.
Cody has had a tough time this season. 3 running backs, one of which Heath Evans is in motion. The fake handoff to Alexander to the end zone, and the catch made but out of bounds by tight end Christian Fourier. Covered by the leading tackler Rodney Harrison, who's missed the last couple of games with an ankle, but he is back today. Incomplete pass.
A lot of times Fourier is held in to pass block to help out the running backs. He gets to the backside of the end zone here. Rodney Harrison jumps back, knows where the ball is going to go, and because he moved back so hard so far, it forced Fourier out of bounds. And they really need Rodney Harrison to have a good game to get back in here inspirationally as well as physically.
2nd down and goal at the 1. Alexander on the handoff. Grabbed by Junior Seau and driven back for no gain.
I tell you what, that's Seau. We've had these guys a few games, and he's getting healthier again. They say that his legs are starting to feel a lot better. And Seau, when he's there, number 55 in the middle, he hunts it up and goes and gets ball carriers. He is so good and so strong at holding and knowing where guys are supposed to be. Rodney Harrison, Junior Seau, those 2 guys, if they're healthy and playing well, the Chargers have a chance to
They reflect the confidence in their defense.
all across the board.
3rd down and goal at the 1. Alexander again. Nice block by Hutchinson, the rookie guard, and a 1-yard touchdown run.
One of the toughest things to do is to defend a real powerful runner, a downhill runner, without being sucked inside so much, which is exactly what Seattle got them to do. San Diego came in hard. Junior Seau up the middle. He guessed wrong that time, and Alexander jumped outside.
Ryan Lindell, who's been perfect on PATs this season, will try the extra point. A high snap from Philippe Jondarche, and it's up and in. And a flag thrown on the far side at about the 3-yard line. As you take a look at Sean Alexander, who just ran his 11th touchdown on the ground this year. That is tied for the NFL lead coming into today.
Defense, number 47.
Seattle, first possession, in for 6. I didn't see any people on those boats. I assume they are manned, piloted.
You'd have to have a heavy coat on today to be out there.
1-yard touchdown run by Sean Alexander. Hasselbeck was effective throwing the ball. 7-0 Seattle on top. Second time that Lindell will kick off for the Seattle Seahawks from the 35 this time, because there was an offside penalty on San Diego on the Seattle extra point. Jenkins at about the 1. Grabbed from behind by Ike Charlton, then finally brought down by Joseph. A 13-yard return. Kerry Joseph with the tackle. Alexander, a touchdown run. Seattle just kicked off. Here's San Diego after their return from the 14-yard line. 1st and 10. San Diego had to punt after their first possession. That's Freddie Jones, the tight end, in motion. And Flutie with time fires outside, and the aforementioned Freddie Jones has been out a couple games with a bad ankle, makes a gain of 4 yards. And Beasley Reese is up to the 18 as we send it down to you.
All right, thanks a lot, buddy. We know that Doug Flutie is a unique player where he's doing something right now that you won't see any other quarterback in the NFL do. He's wearing gloves on both hands. Very unique. Now, his Canadian bad weather experiences, well documented. He says when it's windy, when it's cold, he feels better with that rubbery substance on both hands.
That's interesting. I've never seen that for a quarterback. 2nd down and 6 from the 18. Short drop, fires a strike, caught by Graham, breaks a tackle, one-on-one with Marcus Robertson, and belts it out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 28 yards. Another San Diego first down.
Going to try to pick on Ken Lucas over here. Ken Lucas in for the Sean Springs, and he comes out with Graham. Graham drives up, comes back. He just missed. It's a misjudgment of where to go. The point of attack was off on that, and that's a good receiver, knowing an old veteran guy, knowing that that young guy's going to take that fake right back to the inside and take him back to the out.
Lucas taking the place of the now suspended Sean Springs. From the 46, 1st and 10 for Doug Flutie. The fake to Tomlinson, plenty of time with that deep drop of Flutie. He's chased on the play by Hilliard, throws a low pass, which is intercepted by Willie Wilson, maybe. Was it caught? Yes, it was. Wilson picks off, Williams picks off Flutie. That's his 4th interception of the season, and Doug Flutie has thrown his 10th interception of the year.
The play action works initially, but they don't find the guy down the middle of the field. Doug throws to the right side, and it just was a badly poor executed play on the receiver's part of not fighting hard through it, going back to help him with the pass.
Their first interception in what now is the 4th game, previous 3 none, off Doug Flutie. 1st and 10. Here comes the rush, and down goes the quarterback. Matt Hasselbeck, Leonardo Carson with his 2nd sack of the season. And they push him back to the 37.
Now he's going to come hard on the inside right through here. You know, Carson's one of these guys that's a full motor guy. When they run, they get after him, man. They just got to come in. They got to do something that's more powerful from the right side there of blocking. They had 8 guys up there. This is where they got to protect them, give them the time to throw the football.
So the sack by Carson, 2nd down, 14 inside the 37. Hasselbeck with a handoff to Alexander, weaving his way up. Finally brought down by Marcellus Wiley and linebacker Gerald Dixon. It's a gain of 5. Back up, it looks like, to the original line of scrimmage, just outside the 41-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and about 10.
Sometimes the coordination of the Seahawks offense just isn't there. I mean, you talk about them getting the play that they want called against the defense that's bunched up there. They're getting the receivers looks that they want, and they can't protect them. So you can't blame that on Matt Hasselbeck.
3rd down, long 9. And here goes Hasselbeck, firing a pass, and it's caught downfield for a 1st down by Bobby Ingram. On 3rd and 9, Hasselbeck hits Ingram on a 16-yard gain to the 42-yard line of San Diego.
When they run a 3rd down play, Bobby Ingram is the comfort zone security blank. He comes back to the inside. It's a little move back in. He's bracketed there. Harrison 37's on the inside. They didn't get the support from the outside. No way on 3rd down that they're going to put and be effective at least with one guy covering Bobby Ingram. He'll convert it.
And he's converted a lot of 3rd downs, as you can see, from the 42. It's an end around going to Corn Robinson, who's inside the 40-yard line. He is a wide receiver and a rookie with a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. Picks up 3 yards on the play, and the ball will be spotted just inside the 40-yard line.
The Seahawks look forward to this guy maturing and getting reps in a camp, you know, having a lot of time around here. Mike Holmgren, they've tried to simplify. Matt Hasselbeck said, look, we're just going to run some offensive routes that he's used to running in college because he's good at those. Some routes he's just not effective with.
2 tight ends for Seattle inside the 40-yard line. It is 2nd down and 7. Here's the rush, and he floats it out wisely, incomplete. He was looking for Alexander. There wasn't really a receiver in the area. But when you throw it out of bounds with that kind of purpose to it, it is okay. And that's exactly what the young Hasselbeck did. This week's Spotlight takes an in-depth look at the Jets defense and coordinator Ted Cottrell, who has led the team's defensive turnaround this season. It's only at NFL.com or AOL keyword NFL.com. He had some issues today in the Meadowlands with New England. Did the Jets defense, the Patriots, with a surprising win. Inside the 40, 3rd down and 7. So far, Seattle is 3 of 3 on 3rd down. Here comes Wiley. There goes the pass, and it's incomplete. Looking for Robinson, a rookie covered by the rookie Cody. San Diego's defense holds, and we'll give you our first punt today from the Seahawks.
Now, I'm not quite sure what they're trying to accomplish here. Bobby Ingram's not even in the game. Corn Robinson is. He goes in. He doesn't move back to the little hole that's there. That's what Matt Hasselbeck was throwing to, was the hole that was in between that zone blanket that they had. Why wouldn't Bobby Ingram be in the game on 3rd down when he converts so many?
You're asking the wrong guy. But I would agree, because he's been such a great 3rd down receiver, as you say, all season. Here's Jeff Fiegels to punt. Rush was on from Carswell. Deep back was Glenn Milburn. Oh, and the catch inside the 5. That's Fabian Bones, who is a demon on special teams. A 35-yard punt, and the Chargers are stranded. Seattle just punted. They've scored on a touchdown run from Alexander and a yard away. And now here comes San Diego with their 3rd possession. The radio communications, by the way, from Flutie, coming from the sideline, are okay and fixed. It's LaDainian Tomlinson, who is grabbed as he flies over the 5, gaining 3, landing at the 6-yard line, hit and brought down by the veteran linebacker Levon Kirkland.
Here's what they're going to really try to do. They're going to pull here. You notice this is called an unbalanced look. They've got an extra guy over here to block. This is an unbalanced. The guard's going to pull, get up in the hole, and this is a perfect job of finding the right guys. Now, that will break eventually. They've got to stick with that kind of running call throughout the day.
2nd down and 7, just outside the 6. Flutie with the fake handoff, play action, and time. Throws a pass, and it's caught at the 20-yard line by veteran Curtis Conway. At the 17, he's got a 1st down, and he picks up on the play 10 yards.
Conway drives up hard. This time he works to get back to the football. The last time on the interception, he didn't work to get back to it. This was a play action. This was to the other side of the field, what they did going to the left side, running it a while ago. It opened up the play action pass, opened up the pass to Conway.
Freddie Jones, the tight end, lining up in the backfield. Now Tomlinson back there by himself. 17-yard line, 1st and 10. McCrary now back there. Fake handoff to him. They do get to Tomlinson around the Domingo Graham block. And there's Matt Labonte after a gain of 2 by Tomlinson. Matt Labonte was signed this week to help shore up a defensive line which has had a horrible pass rush of late.
He was here, then they cut him. They brought him back. They feel like he'll have fresh legs. Levon Kirkland said he looked good in practice. He walked through the breakfast room yesterday, and Beasley and I looked at him, and we offered to buy him coffee. He didn't like he was in the mood for anything other than just eating and getting ready.
Buy him a razor, too.
No, I didn't offer that.
2nd down, 8. Outside the 18. Flutie. That pass short, uncatchable by Jeff Graham, who's already had 1 big reception today. Flutie wearing the gloves. We told you with the great report on the sideline from Beasley Reese. He's used to this. He wore it with his 8-9 years playing up in the Canadian Football League.
I played with Doug for 1 year in New England, and every time he threw the ball to me, I wanted to put a pair of gloves on because he threw the thing so darn hard. But he really did say that he likes those tacky gloves on his hands because he has a better feel for the football. Of course, the last 2 or 3 throws, a couple of them haven't been as well.
He has thrown an interception. He is 4 of 6 today. 3rd down and 8 outside the 18. Flutie with Brown blitzing. The scrambling Flutie sheds Brown, dances on Cochran, throws a pass, caught by Freddie Jones. A flag is down, and Jones lumbering up the sideline to the 44-yard line. Good for a 1st down, picks up 25 yards, but the flag is on the field. And as you might guess, it is against Seattle.
Yeah, it was thrown before the pass, before he scrambled and let the ball go.
Holding, defense number 27. Penalty is declined. First down.
So Willie Williams.
Yeah, Tim Dwight, I think, is who they got over here on your left side of your screen long before the ball was thrown. They held Tim Dwight up. You see him right there holding on to him there, 27. You can't do that. Now look at what the Magic Man does, lumbering down the field, Freddie Jones, because Flutie gave him time. And Freddie Jones isn't totally healthy, so he's not going to be as effective with the run after the catch.
Freddie Jones has an ankle. 1st and 10. Tomlinson from the 44-yard line up the middle, and not much there. On top of him, Labonte, a gain of 3 on the play. Also Antonio Cochran, number 78. It'll be 2nd down, and today on the ground, Tomlinson, the celebrated rookie and a Heisman finalist a year ago, 7 carries and 39 yards.
And those are tough yards because we've seen this time and time again. Right now, Seattle is committed to trying to stop LaDainian Tomlinson. In order for San Diego to be effective, they're going to have to throw the football, which we have seen them do before versus 8- and 9-man fronts.
Final 10 seconds now. 2nd down and 7. We're ending the first quarter just outside the 46-yard line. Flutie with his fullback McCrary in motion. A block by Von Parker. Time for Flutie. Underthrows his cutting receiver Jeff Graham. It's incomplete, and no time remains on the first quarter clock. A touchdown run by Sean Alexander from a yard away in a must game for both teams to stay alive in the playoff race. The Seahawks lead San Diego 7-0. With Craig James and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan, Husky Stadium, Seattle will begin the second quarter of play. A 1-yard touchdown run by Alexander, the game's only score. 39-year-old Doug Flutie, 3rd down and 7 from his own 46-yard line. Boy, everybody was moving there. No flags, and down he goes with Anthony Simmons coming through. No yellow on the field. Some were moving, some were standing, and Anthony Simmons gets his first sack of the season.
I can't imagine that at the snap of the ball, these guys aren't offsides. I mean, he got off faster than the ball was moved. Simmons is there before Doug can even turn around and take a chance to peek at the guy.
Anthony Simmons with a nice defensive play, and San Diego's got a punt again with 37-year-old Darren Bennett. Now they're going to bring in a K-ball. They don't have the right kind of ball in there, so they're going to bring the K-ball, the special kicking ball, in from the sideline. What?
I've never heard anybody. That's good. They're going to bring the K-ball in. I mean, you're right. You're right. But I've just never heard.
There's the guy. There's the K-man.
I know, the K-man.
That's K-man.
You know, and the K-man is looking for a job, you know, and he's letting them know. Look at the guy. Huh? Get that guy a cup of coffee.
I wonder if that pays well. Here comes Darren Bennett to punt. Charlie Rogers deep back. Minimal rush. High hanging punt. Rogers waving it, and fair caught back at the 25-yard line. A 38-yard punt. And a nice defense by Anthony Simmons, the Seattle leading tackler. Chargers coming into today have lost 4 straight. Seattle has won 2 of their last 3, although they were beaten last week in Kansas City. And after the San Diego punt from the 25, Seattle begins again, leading by a touchdown. 1st and 10 from the 25 for Matt Hasselbeck. Quick drop, quick throw. Bumped by McNeil was the wide receiver, Darrell Jackson. No harm, no foul. 2nd down and 10.
The cat and mouse game that's taking place here is San Diego's defense and Ryan McNeil, Junior Seau, Rodney Harrison. They're going to show a lot of different looks prior to the snap and then bail out of them. They feel like they can confuse Matt Hasselbeck prior to the snap. We've already seen one play here early in this game where Matt's tried to make an adjustment and change it to the line of scrimmage and it didn't work.
Now 2nd down and 10 from the 25. To Alexander with the lead block from Max Strong. Produces hardly anything at all. Let's see, Seau is in there. And they've got Ruff and Gerald Dixon. All kinds of linebacking defense by the San Diego Chargers. And a minimal gain. Tonight, CBS and the Jim Henson Company present a television event of gigantic proportions. It's a magical tale with a modern-day twist. Don't miss Matthew Modine and an all-star cast in Jack and the Beanstalk, The Real Story. That's tonight on CBS. Don't ever watching.
Don't mess with Jack.
No. 3rd down, long 9 outside the 25. Alexander in the backfield. A good block by Weiner. Time for Hasselbeck. Here comes the rush. He's grabbed and thrown down by Marcellus Wiley. It is an incomplete pass. 3 and out for Seattle. Nice defense for San Diego. And Marcellus Wiley led the way.
He said last night in the meeting that he felt like that going against Todd Weiner over here, this guy here, that this is a one-punch guy, that Weiner really hits you one time, but if you stay after it, he said, I'm going to give a second effort today, because once I do that, I believe I can get past Todd Weiner, which is what he did there.
Weiner, though, had an initial pretty good block and held him off. And Flutie, or rather Hasselbeck, took too much time. The punt by Fiegels. Glenn Milburn on the fly from the 35. Bumping into his own blocker, Davis Sanchez, and then knocked out of bounds. And out of bounds after a 39-yard punt. After the Seattle punt, San Diego takes over at the 43-yard line. Yeah, it's cold and raw. First down and 10. Tomlinson in the backfield. And he gets the handoff, finds a hole, and busts up the middle, and takes it past the 46 to the 45. A gain of 12, and a first down burst by LaDainian Tomlinson.
This is why the guy's so good. This play is designed to come up in here. He feels it and goes back over this side. That's that vision. That's that over pursuit. Boom! Look at that. Not many guys can make that cut and get back into the hole with a full acceleration like that. That's great running.
45-yard line of Seattle. San Diego, first and 10. Tomlinson, who caught 13 passes last week, is caught here by Chad Brown at the 43 on a gain of 3 yards. You know, field position on this drive has been a lot different than previous beginning positions for San Diego.
Well, they started at 28 on their 14 on their 4-yard line, so they've got to do something. When you get a field position start at the 43, you got to move on. Now, what they've done clearly here, San Diego says we're just going to run the football. I want to say maybe 8 out of 10 snaps on first down, they've run the football.
Second down and 8. The NFL's 7th leading rusher, Tomlinson in the backfield from the 43. Both offenses moved the ball well today. Flutie backpedaling and throws, and that ball whistles over the head of Curtis Conway. Flutie's been picked off today. The Seattle defense did it. It was their first interception in 13 quarters when they picked off Flutie in the first.
Anthony Simmons and Seattle's defensive line, they're beating the Chargers in pass protection right now. His drop is not solid. It's not constant. The route was there. He had the in and out throw there, but he's having to throw before he wants to throw the football, and somehow the Chargers offensive line has to pick up the pace here. Maybe you got to keep a back end or somebody else to help him out.
You see a trio of receivers at the top of your screen. The closest in is Tim Dwight. Third down and 8 from the 43. Here comes Chad Brown. The pass by Flutie. Short, incomplete to tight end Freddie Jones. Tumbling at the 31. And San Diego now has to punt again early in the second quarter.
Hey, you know, Chad Brown is one of these guys coming up the middle of the field here. Nobody picks him up. The linemen aren't coming off. It's like I said, it's almost as if the Seahawks have one extra guy on every pass that San Diego's running. They are running the football well, but they can't pass protect.
Darren Bennett will punt again. There you see Charlie Rogers back at about his own 10. David Binn's snap is spelled high. High hanging punt. Rogers, 15-yard line, fair catch. A 28-yard punt by San Diego. Timeout. Mike Riley, and of course the rumors circulating this past week that maybe he's going to leave the Chargers and go someplace else. What do you think?
I don't think there's a chance of that happening. He's not going to San Diego State. He is concerned about this football team, and he really was defensive about this deal. He said, hey, look, I'm a coach of the Chargers, and I'm really close. Don't mess with me. Leave me alone. And the team has to execute and help him out. But he wants to stay here because he knows he's close.
So after the punt, 15-yard line, first down and 10 for Hasselbeck. And the draw play handoff to Alexander. Dancing free, gets by Wiley, cuts upfield and brought down by Seau at about the 18. Gain of 3 on the play. It'll be second down and 7.
You know, I think this is the yards missed is what they call it. There's going to be a hole that's going to happen right in here, and I think he's supposed to burst through that. Mike Holmgren has a deal where he calls yards missed. You see that hole right there? You got to get through that hole. Run the football north and south. Don't dance around like that. Barry Sanders might get away with it, but he's retired and out of here. Sean Alexander, those will count as yards missed for him. That's an easy 5-yard gain if he busted straight up the hole.
He only had 43 yards last week against Kansas City, 16 today so far. 2nd down 8 from outside the 18. And a little throw outside for Alexander. Nothing doing right there. Michael Mooring, who had been unable to play because of a knee early in the season, makes the tackle off the defensive line for San Diego, and the ball will be spotted near the 16-yard line for the best NFL coverage on the net, including expert analysis and live scoreboards. Go to cbs.sportsline.com or AOL keywords CBS Sportsline.
Pretty clear. If you can make Sean Alexander stop and have to start again, you got a great chance of stopping him.
Outside the 15, 3rd down and 9. No catches yet by Jackson or Robinson. Hasselbeck throws down the middle for the aforementioned Robinson, incomplete. San Diego's defense holding again. 3 and out for the 2nd consecutive time for Seattle's offense.
The Chargers are executing on defense what they want. They're dictating the game right now. They are wanting Matt Hasselbeck to go to Corn Robinson on 3rd down because they know that there's no consistency there. They haven't established a routine yet. They don't want him throwing the ball to Bobby Ingram on 3rd down.
Jeff Fiegels, who hasn't missed a game since entering the NFL in 1988, is back inside his 5. Punting to Glenn Milberg. Rush was on by Humphrey. Bad punt. Landing near the 50, rolling to about the 45, and down there by Fabian Bones. He got a decent bounce, a 39-yard punt. We have a timeout. Is that up that person's nose or what?
That's the world's largest nose picker. Man, I need to borrow that, man. I like that.
She's got a nose for football. Oh, it's 1st and 10 after the Seattle punt. San Diego 46-yard line. It's Tomlinson, who's been the workhorse today. Nothing up the middle. Anthony Simmons, who's already got a sack, makes the stop. Seattle has beaten San Diego 7 of the last 9 meetings, and they're beating them now on an Alexander touchdown run.
They're beating them right now because their defensive line is dominating the game. I mean, they truly are. Right now, Holmgren's defense is helping him out, and they felt like they had a few-week lull against the run. They wanted to have a statement game to come back and say, hey, look, this revamped defense can indeed stop the run against a good runner.
2nd down, 10 outside the 45. Flutie throws a dart caught by Tomlinson and bumped out of bounds by Simmons at the 49. Gain of 5. So that sets up 3rd down and about 5 to go.
That's a great weapon right there. Last week, they were able to throw the ball 13 times to the flat to LaDainian Tomlinson. 13 catches to that guy in the open field, 70-something yards. He's going to make a lot of plays out there. That was a positive gain for them. 3rd and 5 here. This is where he's got to find Tim Dwight. He's got to find Freddie Jones. This is where they have to convert 3rd down and take advantage of the field position.
From the 49, 3rd and 5. Flutie gets the snap. The pass downfield, bobbled and incomplete. Flag down at the 39-yard line. Looking for tight end Fred Jones. And this will be on the defense of Seattle.
Illegal hands to the face on the defense, number 23. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Ike Charlton is 23, and that is the first penalty on Seattle this afternoon.
And that's one of those penalties that you rarely see, really, on a guy on the outside. Hands to the face like that, trying to jam them up at the line of scrimmage. But they are usually a pretty, as you saw there, a pretty smart football team and don't make mistakes. And that's the kind of thing that if you're San Diego, you, again, take advantage of it. They have to do something here. Mix it up perhaps on 1st down when they've been running so much. Maybe throw the ball on 1st down.
1st and 10. San Diego at the Seattle 44. Fake to Tomlinson. Look at the time for Doug Flutie. Here comes Randall, chased by Chad Eaton. He's got the 1st down, sliding to the 25-yard line. But they say he landed at the 28, slid to the 25. It's a scramble of 16 yards. Mark it at the 28, a first down run.
Ooh, that has to be a turf burn to the cheek. Man, that's a long slide on that turf there. But this is what's effective here. Everybody was bunched up there trying to stop the running game, which they've been successful with on first down. And the thing about Flutie, once Doug sees it and recognizes it, when he's going to run, he takes off now. He doesn't dilly-dally around. He takes off now.
Season-long 16-yard run by Flutie. First and 10, 28, and the hopping Tomlinson. Bounces inside the 25, picks up 5, lands at about the 23-yard line. He's so quick on his feet.
And you know what? You use the word hopping. Most guys, when they hop, it's over with. But his hop is an explosion from one to the next.
Torque.
It is just, you know, we've met with the guy. He's really strong and powerful down low. His hops get back 2 yards. And when he makes the move, boom, there he is. He's already over in the hole. And then he gets up in there. It's a, you know, we used to watch Barry Sanders do that. That's the only thing I can think of is a Barry Sanders kind of move.
Nice comparison. 23-yard line. Second down and 5. Tomlinson again. Domingo Graham with the lead block on Robertson. Wipes him out, and that block gets Tomlinson a first down at about the 17-yard line. It's a gain of 6. Set up on the pull by right guard Domingo Graham.
Danged if you do, danged if you don't. It's just a little stretch, a little reach. He's going to run. If he finds a cut, he's going back. If not, he'll take it to the corner, which is exactly what he did here. The defense is aware of that. They're staying at home. They stay there. They're mindful of it. Levon Kirkland, the middle linebacker, the linebacker coming from the inside, he has nowhere near the speed enough to get out there and cover that.
2 tight ends, Tomlinson in the backfield. It is a first down at the Seattle 17. Heighten, the tight end on the move. Tomlinson tries to submarine his way and lunges ahead just inside the 13-yard line. Picks up 5, maybe 4 on the play, but he's second down.
Red zone's been a problem for the Chargers. Big time problem. This team here, they are just abysmal. And I'm being nice when I talk about bad.
Only 43% of the time do they get a touchdown when inside the 20-yard line.
One of the worst in the NFL. And this is something that has Mike Riley losing what little hair he has left at night.
Second down, long 5 inside the 13. Flutie again with time, fires the pass, caught by Freddie Jones, and he's met by Levon Kirkland at the 8, close to a first down for the San Diego Chargers. Well, you don't think that Flutie's happy to see Fred Jones back, especially in the red zone.
I mean, you know, and forever they've been bad, starting down here at the 30th. This is one, when you only get 42, I mean, that's bad stuff. And you know, when you talk about a coach that's trying to get things there, and I mentioned Mike Riley saying he doesn't want to go anywhere, if he could improve the red zone, just improve the red zone, this football team's at least 2 wins better. And those are the things that keep you up at night trying to get your team better.
And wouldn't it seem as they do try to get an accurate measurement and they're just that shy of a first down, wouldn't you think with the quarterback like Doug Flutie that the red zone would be the least of their problems? As tricky as he can be, he's got so much window dressing and everything he does.
I don't get it, because you also have Freddie Jones, a tight end, and you have LaDainian Tomlinson running the ball. I don't get it. I don't understand why they're not as efficient, and he doesn't either.
Well, inches to go now. Third down, 8th play of the drive, and you can see it positioned just outside the 7. Pretty important first half play for the San Diego Chargers, who with Seattle both need a win to stay alive in the playoff race, and they're going to remark the ball. They give him a half-yard back. It was almost at the 7. Now it's, as you can see, touching the 8. And then Larry said, wait a minute, I'll place the ball, and it's going to be near the 7.
But how about that? I mean, you think about this thing here. Both teams, a little acting going on there, Chad.
Third down, inches, inside the 8. Flutie with the Jaycock snap. Hand off to Tomlinson. What a play, turned in by Anthony Simmons. He stopped him in his tracks. It's 4th down, and they're going to try for 3. So the defense of Seattle does their job.
Yeah, but you know what? This is surprising here. The right side gets caved back. They get pushed back, and once that happens, there's no way that he's going to be there. He can't get anything going, and that's the way you stop it. If it had been me, you know, and I like North Turner, their offensive coordinator, trust me, I would have done a play action there and then run the ball on 4th down. I'd have gone for it because kicking's been hurting this team.
Steve Christie drills one from 26 yards away. Problems for Wade Ritchie last week. They reel in Steve Christie out of semi-retirement, but it was the defense of Seattle which made their mark. Kevin Harlan with Craig James and a chilly Beasley Reese on the sidelines here in Seattle. There you see Steve Christie, 34-year-old, 9-year kicker for the Buffalo Bills, who was brought in this week by former Bills general manager, now Charger GM John Butler, because Wade Ritchie, who is still going to kick off and does that very, very well, was having problems. He missed a couple last week that cost him the game against Arizona. So now there are 3 kickers on the Chargers.
And which hurts their depth on their football team. Having to have 2 kickers on your roster, it eliminates the depth on 1 cover man or 1 extra guy on offense or defense.
And Ritchie, who leads the NFL in touchbacks, booms this one almost out of the end zone. That's what he does so well. So John Carney was there over the last couple years. They brought in Ritchie. He faltered. He has missed 9 field goals this season, which ties for the most missed field goals in the NFL this year. And Steve Christie, as we saw moments ago, in his place, nailing a 26-yarder. The NFL gives us these questions every week in which new arrival has made the most impact on his team this season.
That's my vote.
That's very, very good pick.
Big game again today to help this team on the road beat the New York Jets.
It is 1st and 10 after the touchback from the 20-yard line. Sean Alexander bouncing off bodies, brought down by Adrian Dingle as he takes him and the ball up to the 26-yard line for a gain of 6 on the play. By the way, you're going to see some pretty good tackling here by San Diego, and I'll tell you the story.
And again, what you're trying now is to get downhill. I'm sure that's what Mike Holmgren's told Sean Alexander. Get down the hill. Get down the hill. Stop the feet from dancing around as much. Move down the football field.
26-yard line, 2nd down, and a short 4. Hasselbeck the fake. Here comes Wiley. There goes the pass. Oh, what a stick by Tay Cody into Strong, the fullback of Seattle. He drills him at the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2 after the gain of 1. And I'm telling you what, Strong outweighs Cody by a good 45 pounds.
This redefines the problem of shin splints, doesn't it? Oh, is that a drill? Thank goodness his legs were off the ground when that happened. But Cody, there's no question about his ability to come up and support run. They say at Florida State he was one of the best all-time ever under Bobby Bowden.
Bobby Bowden said that. That's right. 3rd down and 2 from the 28. Hasselbeck has got the 1st down. The catch made by Darrell Jackson. It's a gain of 3 on Jackson's 1st reception of the day. And Jackson is the leading receiver for Seattle.
And so again, it surprises me now. San Diego, they say they're going to do one thing and they don't do it on the field. They're going to force Matt Hasselbeck to throw it over to Corn Robinson and take Darrell Jackson out of it and Bobby Ingram out of it on 3rd down. 3rd down conversions for the Seahawks is spectacular.
31-yard line, 1st and 10. The center, Robbie Tobeck. With Hasselbeck under him. Hand off to Alexander, who has a touchdown run today. Lead blocked by Chris Gray. Didn't afford much, though. Gray even lost a half. Gain of 2. Dixon was there with Wiley. Marked the ball at about the 33.
Ooh, I like this play. This is what we call that old Green Bay Packers sweep here. You're going to have guys pulling to the outside. They try to come in, lead here. This is the old Green Bay Packers sweep, man. Just get there, cut the man on the end of the line of scrimmage. You crack the linebacker. Guards are pulling on the outside. That's power football. You don't take your lollipop to that dance, man. I'm telling you. That's guards bringing it around the side. Rodney Harrison meeting that guard. Whew, that's football.
There's some emotion today. It's an important game for both teams.
Yes, it is. You can see it in the hit.
2nd down and 8, 33-yard line. Hasselbeck blitzes on by Rogers Beckett, and that foils the pass play by Seattle. Good defensive call as Hasselbeck scrapes himself off Husky Stadium's AstroTurf.
You know, sometimes you got to show it and pull out, but sometimes you got to stick with it. They're going to come on the outside with Rogers Beckett. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and do it. Beckett comes up from the outside in the sense of urgency. This is something I think that is lacking on a lot of blitzing football teams. The person pursuing the quarterback isn't urgent enough.
Hey, Beasley, I just called this AstroTurf. It is, but what's the official name of this surface here in the stadium?
It's called field turf. It's a mix of sand and granule rubber.
I like that. I knew I could get the answer from you. Third down and 8 across the middle. The pass is caught for a second time on this drive by Darrell Jackson. Big hit by Sanchez and a host of others on that play. Junior Seau. A gain of 3, shy of the first down. Seattle's got a punt. Yeah, Seau again turning in another spectacular season on defense. And Seattle, because of the play by Seau, has got a punt on 4th down.
This is the 3rd game we've called to the Chargers,
yes,
right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I think this is starting out to be maybe, you know, a Junior Seau, the best game we've seen him playing in their defense. Because I think that's been a real lacking thing for the Chargers. Red zone problems, not scoring, and their defense not holding and getting the job done. Mike Riley's group getting it done right now.
2-minute warning.
He threw another interception that was returned for a touchdown.
I believe that's 6.
Unbelievable.
This season. That is unbelievable. After getting a touchdown on their opening drive, Seattle is punting for the 4th consecutive time. Fiegels. Milburn is back inside the 25. Gets by the first wave. Gets a block on the play and then fumbles the ball, and it's loose at the 35-yard line. It is going to be San Diego's ball, although Glenn Milburn fumbles for the 3rd time in 6 games this season. 4 for Chicago, 2 for San Diego.
You know what? He starts out nice here. They've got what they're looking for. Gets up the middle of the field. Of course, inside 2 minutes, it has to be called up top by the replay booth if they should challenge it. But he's down there. No question about it. No question about the guy. His knees are down.
Yes. Then
the ball hits the ground. They should not replay this, not review it.
From the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 for Doug Flutie. Trailing 7-3, and that's what they're going to do. But you know what?
That's a joke.
Nope, timeout taken. You're wrong. And that's why Seattle is calling a timeout. So that they can give a chance upstairs for them to think about reviewing if they want to. Timeout. So down by contact cannot be reviewed, but did Seattle know that? I mean, maybe in their hurry they had forgotten that particular play. So it's from the 36, it's 1st and 10. That's a handoff for the first time today to Terrell Fletcher, losing 2 on the play, and a nice tackle made by Chad Brown. It'll be now 2nd down and 12. San Diego with 3 timeouts at the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 12. Shotgun snap. Flags are thrown. They'll stop that play in mid-motion.
That's the 2nd time I thought that Seattle was offsides. The first one they didn't call. Anthony Simmons got a sack with it.
Prior to the snap, false start offense number 88. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
You know, what is interesting about that Seattle timeout, they didn't really need to take it because you could not review it, but they didn't, you know, well, were they going to change personnel? No, they did not change any personnel. They were with everybody on they just come off the sideline. So obviously that was the reason to see if indeed they were going to give some thought to it upstairs.
A little bit of doubt there and when the cadence is, and I think Doug Flutie needs to change it up a lot more, and his linemen and receivers have to be aware of his change in cadence because Seattle's getting off the ball a lot quicker than they are.
2nd down, 17, back to the 29. Flutie with that sidearm throw caught by Tim Dwight. His first catch in a couple weeks. He had a collapsed lung against Kansas City about a month ago. Today his first game back, picks up 6. That sets up 3rd down and 11 at the 35.
San Diego has 3 timeouts left, clock down to a minute 5, minute 4 and counting, and they're just kind of milling around in the huddle.
They got to get up to the 46-yard line for the first down. Flutie on 3rd and 11 from the 35. Fields a high snap from Jaycox. Great time. Fires downfield. And it's caught. Dwight again offers another great catch to the 48-yard line of Seattle. Picks up 16 yards. on 3rd and 11.
The time that they gave him to throw the football allowed Dwight to move to the inside of the field. This is what the Chargers have been missing. Tim Dwight's presence. You see how he settles right there inside that bracket? When they go in there, they're manned up with him when he comes into the middle of the field. Not just zone, but man up, get close to him. But Dwight finds the soft cushion, and it's really maybe the first time we've seen Doug have a chance to stand back there and just throw the ball down the field.
And he takes a very deep drop, about as deep a drop as we've seen this year.
And Norv Turner, the coordinator, has been trying to work with him and being more consistent about hitting the steps, 3, 5, 7, letting it go. But sometimes Doug improvises. He adjusts. That works for him. It's worked for him throughout his career.
That's right. That's the name of the game, as you see the numbers on Flutie. San Diego just used a timeout. They've got 2 left, as does Seattle. Ball is at the 49-yard line of the Seahawks. A look at Mike Riley. First down and 10 yards to go. The eyes and determination of Anthony Simmons. Flutie again in the gun. Here comes Chad Brown. There goes the wobbly pass by Flutie. Twine again makes the catch at the 31. 19-yard gain. Flutie was out on the mark. And a timeout taken by San Diego, left with 1 on the board. And Tim Dwight, a former track All-America at the University of Iowa, showing his speed and guile on this series.
Move the pocket a little bit, helps out his offensive lineman. You see Dwight run back to the middle. Now, I'm going to tell you what happens here. A lot of times, defensive players, they shift. They move to that half of the field to cover the secondary, not respecting or thinking that Flutie can throw back that hard to the middle of the field without them being able to converge on it. It's like a runner. Some guys are you misjudge how fast they are. You are fooled sometimes by how strong Doug's arm is.
Dwight has had a great drive. How good is his arm? I mean, you've caught his passes before.
He is a very strong arm. It's not what it was 10, 15 years ago. He's had his elbow. You know, he said he's come back. He's worked it hard. He's stronger now. And trust me, you just saw it right there. He still has a weapon to throw it to the middle of the field.
How could it be stronger after surgery on his elbow?
Guys are smart with rehabs now. They really work hard. They know how to work the little muscle group, not just the big group.
1 timeout, 31-yard line, 1st and 10. Flutie winding up, going deep, down the side, incomplete for Conway. Coverage on the play by Willie Williams, who's already snatched a pass from Flutie today for a pick. Flutie had hit his last 5 consecutive passes. It'll be 2nd down.
And this is one of those areas where you have to trust that Steve Christie, who they just brought in, is going to be able to get his job done. You know, they take one big crack down deep down the field on this one right here. Now they'll work a little bit more, knowing they've got 1 timeout to go. They'll work a little bit more to help Christie out with his range. Unless
they want to go deep, and they said if they go with long field goal tries, they'll go back to using Ray Ritchie. Who knows? 2nd down and 10. Outside the 30, inside the 31, Flutie winds up and throws downfield. That ball again whistling over the head of Conway. Incomplete. 21 seconds remaining. San Diego with the timeout. And the
he missed it. You know, he's mad too.
Flutie.
Yeah, Doug missed that one there. They had a little skinny post going there with Conway. He was open, and Doug set his foot, planted, just ripped it high.
Well, he was ripping last week against Arizona, 33 of 44, a couple touchdowns, over 300 yards. 3rd down numbers on San Diego. 3rd down and 10 outside the 30. Tomlinson at his side, and a whistle.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Right guard, Domingo Graham.
That's 2 on this particular series where they had the false starts. And I believe it's this here. They have been beaten pretty much in this first half by Seattle's front 7 and not being able to protect the quarterback. And they're trying to jump to get that edge to get back, because guys like Chad Brown are so darn fast and John Randall that they need every edge they can in trying to protect them.
3rd down and 15. They need 21 yards. They've got to get down to the 21-yard line. Not 21. 3rd down and 15. And Flutie down the side, incomplete. And looking for Jeff Graham.
Trying to pick on that Lucas over there, the guy replacing Sean Springs. Doug didn't have the right time that time to really step his feet up in there and throw the ball down the field. But, you know, once they get close, they weren't in the red zone there. But again, they get close to striking distance. They had the false start, and it's always something negative for their offense to have to overcome.
Well, we mentioned before if they were going to try a long field goal, it would be Wade Ritchie, and sure enough, he is out there. Not Steve Christie, but Wade Ritchie, who will try a 53-yard field goal. His career long is 52. His longest this year, 51. And that is no good. Wow. He missed a couple last week that were very short. He's missed 5 inside 38 yards this season. That was not even close. And so the last second attempt by San Diego to make something out of this drive goes for naught with 11 seconds to play here in the first half. Tonight on CBS, Max Bickford is the Vince Lombardi of college professors, but he's about to face his toughest opponent, his son's elementary school class. Don't miss an all-new education of Max Bickford tonight on CBS. Seattle with 2 timeouts, 11 seconds left in the second quarter. Hasselbeck from his 44. Winds up down the sideline. It's caught by Alex Bannister, who makes the grab at about the 39. A gain of 17 on the play. And for the rookie Bannister, his 3rd reception of the season.
That throw right there gives you an idea as to why Mike Holmgren is being patient and believes in this kid. It's an example of why his teammates believe in him too. I mean, he's got a good arm, got a good presence about him, and the more he plays, the better off he's going to get.
He's going to use a timeout right now. One of the nice things that Bannister did on that play with the pass of Hasselbeck leading the way as he got out of bounds without using a break. But as you can see, they're going to burn a timeout right now with 5 seconds left in the second quarter. The ball is at the 39. Their field goal kicker, Ryan Lindell, has had a long in his career of 52 yards. And that was a game winner earlier this season against the Cleveland Browns. The second-year kicker out of Washington State. Saturday night, Southeast Conference football supremacy in a possible national title shot are at stake when the Tennessee Volunteers, with a terrific win last night on CBS, take on the Tigers of LSU live from the Georgia Dome. It's a primetime showdown for SEC dominance next Saturday. Prime time beginning at 8 o'clock Eastern right here on CBS. For more, go to CBS.sportsline.com.
LSU going to try to make up for that loss earlier this year at Tennessee.
39-yard line, first down and 10. Hasselbeck winding up. This should be the final play of the half, out of the end zone. Incomplete. Leaping was Bannister and Jackson and Bobby Ingram. And that's the way the first half comes to a conclusion. Flutie threw an interception, could not get his team in the end zone in the first half. Seattle got a touchdown run for Coach Mike Holmgren on the legs of Sean Alexander, his 11th of the year. A 26-yard field goal by ex-Bill and new Charger Steve Christie was good. As you see him, that's the only scoring from San Diego as we go downstairs to Beasley Reese.
Thank you. I'm with Coach Riley. Coach, what are you going to tell the guys here at halftime?
Well, you know, I don't think we really started playing and making some plays on both sides of the ball much until the second quarter. So we just got to continue with that. And again, we got to convert some stuff down in the red zone, score a touchdown.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Beasley. Seattle coming into today at 5-5. And San Diego.
EA Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
It is halftime in Seattle, but we welcome you across the country here in Manhattan. Jim Nance on the Nextel Halftime Report, along with Mike Ditka, Randy Cross. Let's hear it for Jerry Galando.
Hey, baby.
Hey, oh boy.
Yeah,
oh boy.
let's go.
How about them Seahawks? They have gone now 3.5 games without committing a turnover.
Well, what Mike Holmgren's done is you hear a lot about him being an offensive genius. He's kind of dumbed down his offense. It's all about Sean Alexander running the game. And Craig James is absolutely right doing this game. He's talking about the Chargers, when they get in the red zone, they get their chances, they're kicking field goals and not touchdowns. That's the deal.
Did you say dumbed down?
He dumbed them down.
Okay.
Dumbed down.
Dumbed down.
It's a term named after your old days, Jerry. Did you know that?
Hey, I want to talk about the Arizona Cardinals. We all know that for the year they're averaging 86 yards yards a game rushing. They got 90 at halftime. They are knocking the Ravens around, and they look like a better
They're beating the Raiders pretty good, too, aren't they?
What did I say?
Ravens.
The Raiders.
You know, the Raiders, the only undefeated team in the league at home. That's kind of surprising. At this point, they're 4-0, and they're the only team not to lose at home. But they're down now by 10. And look at the Rams and the Falcons. Mike?
Well, the Falcons kicked their second field goal, and after they kicked the field goal, they want an onside kick. Go with the onside kick, they recover it. They don't make a touchdown on it. The Rams have the ball again. But the one thing I've noticed the last couple of weeks, people are playing that Rams offense a lot better. They're shutting them down. It's pretty darn good right now.
Okay, the Cowboys have won the last 8 matchups against the Redskins, including a 9-7 thriller back on October the 15th. And Emmitt Smith has the Cowboys touchdown. His first of the year, by the way. Earlier today, Broncos had a 1-minute span, 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to win it.
Chris Chambers, touchdown. And here's my man, Lamar Smith, touchdown.
We just hang in there. We knew our offense would get rolling. They weren't clicking. And we were out of sync, too, and some calls, and they were getting us on some coverages. But, you know, we hung in there, and we knew that they were a running team. And we got them into a one-dimensional game at the end. We knew we had to win.
We talked earlier in the week about when guys get nicked, guys got to step up. It's a team game, huh? Offense, defense, special teams. Today was a typical example where we made huge plays in all 3 areas of the game. And, hey, the only thing we can't do, we can't wait around for 21 points in the fourth quarter again. I mean, that becomes a little bit difficult, you know what I mean? But, hey, they're a heck of a good football team. Great win.
Great win indeed. Dolphins 8-3 now lead the Jets by 1 full game. Jets blew a 13-0 halftime lead. Patriots.
Tale of 2 halves. It was Vinny and the Jets in the first half. Lavernius Coles. Short pass, long run for a touchdown. But Herman Edwards watched his team turn the ball over in the second half. Antoine Smith made him pay for that touchdown. Then it was Mark Edwards for a touchdown. Adam Vinatieri takes it in for a 17-16 lead. After the game, Marcus Allen caught up with Antoine Smith after his team was victorious on that Terrell Buckley interception.
You guys were anemic on offense, but you came back and you guys made some plays that were necessary.
Hey, that showed the characteristic of our team. We're struggling out there on offense. Our defense picked it up for us, carried it. I think the turnover kind of sparked us, got us going. Freddie Coleman made a big play. And from there, we just kind of got into a rhythm, got confidence with ourselves. We never really got the running game established like we wanted to, but it was an ugly win, but it counts.
How about this? In the last 5 Ravens wins that come from behind in the fourth quarter to do so. They were down 1 against the Colts going into the fourth. Johnny U was there.
And Johnny U, I wonder which team he was cheering for. Which Colts does he really like?
Not the old ones, that's for sure.
There's a fumble. The Colts jumped on it and thought, we got a chance. There were 8 turnovers in this game. Hit the tight end down the middle on cover 2, Mike. Marcus Pollard in there for a touchdown.
And Jerry, Baltimore's 8-4 like they were last year, but that wasn't the kind of defense they played last year.
I think this is picked off.
It is indeed. Rob Woods.
Take it, Jim. How many touchdowns have been scored against Peyton Manning when he's throwing?
He's thrown 6 to the other side. Wow. 6 on the season. You know what?
Hasselbeck doesn't have that many touchdown passes for his own team.
He has 5 for the Seahawks. Woo. And the Ravens win. Hey, the Titans took it to him early, Mike.
They really did, and they did it with Steve McNair, who played a courageous football game.
Deep center.
Derek Mason early, 43 yards. He goes in for the TD. This kid has speed to burn. Now watch what happened. Well, I guess it doesn't happen.
Wish I could dance like that, Mike.
Here he goes again. Watch him. Bing, bang, right in the middle. Right
Bing, bang, touchdown.
Bang,
right,
boom.
gets the ball into that kid.
Speaking of Derek Mason,
he's back on it again. There
71 yards this time.
I'll tell you what, Steve McNair is a tough guy. That is not Kevin Johnson. That is not Kevin Johnson.
That was Derek Mason's second time today. Meanwhile, the Steelers had a 21-3 lead, then had to hold on as the Vikings brought in a relief quarterback.
Well, Todd Bauman ended up coming in there eventually, but right there's Amos Zerouay. Whole game long, the Pittsburgh wide receivers were blocking on the outside really well. Then the Vikings came back, but it wasn't Dante Culpepper who had to leave the game because of that bad PCL injury to his knee. Todd Bauman was in there. Throw it to Randy Moss. Guys, he's pretty good. You might want to get closer than that to him, or he will catch touchdown passes on you. And here's a 4th down play. Bauman trying to go back to Randy Moss. Coach Ditka says interference. I say no. Ref said win Steelers.
I'm glad of that.
Vikings 8th straight road loss and Cowher's 100th win all time. OT, Tampa Bay over Cincinnati.
Block punt. This changes the game quicker than anything. If you can block a punt, pick it up and score it, you tell your team that's like a 14-point play for you. But I'll tell you what, the Bengals put up a heck of a fight. There were 8 turnovers in this football game. 8.
Well, Here we are in the overtime, and Corey Dillon coughed it up, and it set up the winner for Grammatica. Tampa Bay wins without even scoring an offensive touchdown. The only TD came on that block punt return by Yoder.
I said turnover, Jim. I meant sacks. 8 sacks in that football game.
And the Lions, Jerry, have been sacked again, 0-11.
Yeah, but I tell you, they were sacked because they were unlucky today. I tell you right here, he drops it off to James Stewart. James Stewart runs 56 yards here for a big first down, and they take it. And then he takes it in for the touchdown after this. And the Lions really did outplay the Bears in this football game, but there is an element called luck, and luck is something that you have to deal with. Mike Brown is an outstanding football player. Watch this play right here. Knocks Charlie Batch out of the game. It's not a safety, but he does knock Batch out. Mike McMahon comes in. He doesn't get the job done, but he moves them down there where they can take a field goal. Here's the field goal touchdown by Johnson, the Bears. And now Detroit moves down the field. And the third miss of the football game for Jason Hansen, and that is unbelievable. You got to be lucky, gang.
Bears played like they were looking ahead to the game at Green Bay next week, and the Lions lose another close one. That's now 8 straight losses in single digits for them, an all-time NFL record.
Little pitch back here to Brooks. You ever hear the saying, born under a bad sign? Best defensive play of the game? Phil Luckett.
Phil Luckett, they move him back to the back judge, and he still comes into the headlines.
Used to be a referee. Look at the Brooks reaction on that play. Easy touchdown turns into but Aaron Brooks still drops back, and he hits Albert Connell for that touchdown. He's not done, folks. Here's the winning touchdown. Brooks to Joe Horn for the game winner. George Seifert and the Carolina Panthers just can't win them late.
All right, how about this? That's a team record 11 straight losses for Carolina, 6 of them by a field goal or less. Thanks for being with us on the Nextel Halftime Report.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Direct Connect Halftime Report. Nextel, get right through.
Seattle has won 2 of 3. Chargers have lost 4 in a row. Out of halftime, downstairs, Beasley Reese with Mike Holmgren.
All right, with Coach Holmgren. Coach, what did you say to the guys in the locker room?
Well, I just said we're ahead. You know, it was kind of gloomy in there. I said we're winning the game. We have to be more consistent on offense. We have to protect them a little bit better and keep playing defense. And I think if we can get some field position and have a little more consistency on offense, we got a shot at this one.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
All right, Beasley, thank you. Kevin Harlan alongside Craig James. What are your first half impressions?
Well, I think Seattle's defense has really controlled the game. And I think San Diego's offense has to come out and find a way to give Doug Flutie time to throw the ball. I think they're going to have to mix it up a little bit more. Conversely, I expected Matt Hasselbeck to throw the ball more. Sean Alexander can run it, but I think both teams right now, Old Mo's looking for a bench, momentum.
They've almost relied too much on Alexander over the last couple weeks, and so they need to diversify the Seattle offense a little bit. The kickoff by Ritchie, bobbled in the end zone, and taken out by Charlie Rogers. Gets by Sam Rogers, no relation, and he's out to the 23-yard line, whacked by Lloyd Harrison. A 23-yard return. And through 30 minutes, here are some of the numbers.
Yes, and this isn't really good over here offensively. They've got to get some more output there, or Seattle's defense will get tired and frustrated. Eventually, Doug Flutie's offense will get it going, but the time of possession clearly in the Chargers' favor. It's what Mike Riley said going into halftime. We have to get better when we get in the plus side. We have to take advantage of it when we get down there.
24-yard line, first down and 10 yards to go for Hasselbeck. With time, and fires to the sideline into double team coverage of Darrell Jackson. Incomplete pass. Second down and 10.
This is part of the learning curve that Matt Hasselbeck's going to have to do, because what happens here is the corner's going to come out here. When they come to the flat, they're going to go here. But once they get up the field with Jackson, watch what happens. Watch how the corner who was responsible for the flat falls right back into the pass pattern. He gets right back outside. See right here, this guy is responsible up here, but he came back to help. And that's what Matt Hasselbeck has to go, get the ball there quick, or at least throw it to the outside.
Young rookie Tay Cody is down, and we have an injury timeout at Husky Stadium in Seattle. And Tay Cody gingerly walks off the field. And in his place will be a former third-round pick by the Washington Redskins, cut by the Redskins in camp this year, Lloyd Harrison. It is. Why is it? He was on the field. Now he's back on the sideline. They've got Davis Sanchez in there right now, but on the depth chart, Harrison isn't back of him. Davis Sanchez is there. The former CFL player.
They're just testing you out. They're just making sure that you, showed back up for the third quarter.
I promise you, he was out there 10 seconds ago.
I believe you. I saw it.
Second down and 10 at the 24. A block by Jones buys Hasselbeck some time. He goes outside to Sean Alexander. He's brought down by Junior Seau at the 28-yard line after a gain of 4. It'll be third down.
And when you talk about first half possessions here, Seattle, their starting position was up and down, and they couldn't get it right in through here. It's where they had no consistency. That they had 2 or 3 drives right there, 4 drives that they just fell apart and had to punt the football a bunch. And I think they need to get back again with Mike Holmgren's mindset of we're going to run the football, but we also have to get some effectiveness out of Matt throwing the football.
Now Harrison comes in, dime defense for San Diego. Third down and 5, 29-yard line for Hasselbeck. He played at Boston College. Good time. Goes a short pass out by Jackson. Tries to wheel around the very energetic Junior Seau. No doing there. It was third and 5. He picked up only 3, and it's 3 and out for Seattle to begin the second half.
And again, here's where they go. They come 3 guys up here in the line of scrimmage. They're going to have 5 across at this level. Remember, here, right up in here, this is what they're trying to get to for the first down. San Diego very mindful of the down and the distance, and they're just squatting on the receivers. They're not letting them get deep beyond the first down marker. Showed Matt Hasselbeck a different look there, dropping 8.
Jeff Fiegels to punt. And deep back is Glenn Milburn. But it's short and gets it on the run. He tries to weave through traffic, then met by Marcus Bell, who's a high draft pick out of Arizona last year. 8-yard return, 36-yard punt. Up to the 40-yard line. Junior Seau finishes the Seattle drive. Here in the Pacific Northwest, Kevin Harlan, Craig James, and Beasley Reese. After the Seattle punt, first possession for them in the second half. San Diego gets it for the first time. Here in the third quarter from the 40, Flutie right to work on first and 10 to Tomlinson. Grabbed by Anthony Simmons. Dragged down near the 48-yard line, close to a first on a gain of 8. Second down and 2 coming up for Flutie.
Ooh, I like that play. I like that there. Take the tight end, drag him across the middle, which occupies the defense trying to get and eliminate the crossing route, then leak LaDainian Tomlinson out right behind him in the same path. He's open. That's a nice pickup. Good first down play.
Tomlinson had 13 catches last week. Here's a second down and 2. Tomlinson again charging by midfield into the 48-yard line for a first down. Picking up 3.
Oh, I'm going to tell you something. You talk about a guy who earned his money right there. Fred McCrary, the fullback, is going to meet Mr. Kirkland. Watch this guy here. Watch this collision. This is a big man, number 99. Fred McCrary and these guys come up in there. Boom. That's power. That's power football. McCrary had to leave the field, too.
72 yards on the ground for Tomlinson. The hobbling McCrary to the side. 48-yard line. It's first and 10 for Doug Flutie. With time to the side. Dropped by Jeff Graham, who has made his tour around the NFL. Pittsburgh, Chicago, the Jets, Philadelphia, and now a Charger. It'll be second down. Monday on the King of Queens. The King of Queens surprises his wife with a birthday present she'll never forget. And Craig, you'll have to see it to believe it, as it's written right here. Monday on CBS.
I've had one of those birthday gifts that you never forget either. Like I forgot one time.
That's right. Second down and 10 from the 48. Fake to Tomlinson. Up and he goes to Freddie Jones. So I don't know if that was a screen or what, but no gain on the play. Smelled out beautifully by Chad Brown. It's third and 10. Busy day in the NFL. We told you there were all kinds of fourth quarter comebacks today. 5 of them. And what a shocker. Arizona beat San Diego last week. And now destroying perhaps the best team in the NFL, Oakland, 27.
I thought that those veteran leaders, Jerry Rice, Tim Brown, would help them overcome that letdown game. But you know what? In the NFL, you just got to show up every week. You never know what's going to happen.
You saw the third down graphic on the Chargers. Third down and 10, 48 of Seattle. Shotgun snap. Flutie fires a pass caught by Jones. It's a fumble. It's loose. Vacuumed in by Ike Charles. Now they blow it dead. They blow it dead. He can run from here to Tacoma, but it's a dead ball. Nonetheless, incomplete pass. The usual reliable Freddie Jones. losing the ball, and San Diego, like Seattle before them, has got a punt.
This is the 4th time they've had 3rd and 10 or more. That looks like a catch there. I don't know, how far is Tacoma?
It's about a 20-minute ride that way.
So it's a long run, right? Well, he'd like to still be running, and they certainly feel like he should be running. They felt like that was a catch.
It was a catch.
Well, if we've learned
already today, Seattle has burned a timeout when they wanted something reviewed, and they couldn't have it reviewed because it was not reviewable.
Yeah, but again, does this guy have possession of it? Does he have a clear possession where he takes a couple of steps with it here?
1 step, 2 step.
I thought he had the ball.
I thought
that's right. But the whistle stopped him from running to Tacoma and scoring 6 points. I know that much. So whatever happens, he's not going to get the 6 out of it that they probably deserved to have had.
Good play by Reggie Tongue, nonetheless.
Seattle is challenging that the pass was complete and not incomplete.
That's a good call. Again, Flutie makes the set here. It goes into Freddie Jones. And does he have clear, undisputable, reversible control?
Here's the problem. Watch as we continue to roll this. Ike Charlton, that's a fumble. If they rule it a catch. If they rule it a catch, it's a fumble. Ike Charlton picks it up, and he is in for 6 points. Easily. But they blow it dead, and he stops at about the 20-yard line.
Well, we saw the official there on the side clearly blowing the whistle, which eliminates the play. The play is over with right there.
Right.
So if they overturn the call and say that it was a catch and a fumble, the next ruling they'll have to make is where was the ball recovered by Charlton.
The officials right now aren't even looking under the hood at the replay. They're out there discussing the play and its ramifications at the 34-yard line.
I get a feeling it's not going to be what Holmgren wants to hear.
But it's interesting because there are so many twists and turns to these rules. We have seen this now. Our particular broadcast crew has seen this for a 3rd consecutive week where a play that was blown dead should not have been blown dead and should have continued.
And that might be what Mike is talking to him right now. Holmgren saying, hey, look, you know, help me out. And he may be just saying, well, we're going to find out here. Looked like he had possession, though.
Seattle is not challenging the play. The whistle blew for an incomplete pass, so they are not challenging the catch.
But how can that official come out and say they're going to review it?
Because remember, Holmgren declared what he was challenging. And then I'm sure that they were given the benefit on this thing of it doesn't sound like he should have, but Holmgren's been given a little relief here because he should have had to use and burn.
Timeout
and
charge.
That's what they should have. They should have burned a timeout.
But I have never seen a challenge rescinded.
Right.
Have you?
No.
Where a guy wants to challenge and then they take it away. And he's not penalized the timeout like we just heard. Darren Bennett will punt. Rodgers lets it bounce at the 5, and it ricochets into the end zone. 48-yard punt. Well, for the 3rd consecutive week, there is a play involving or should involve replay, but is not reviewable. San Diego just punted. Seattle gets it back, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Well, as we said, hey, the whistle it blows everything out of there, and that wasn't even reviewable. That's how hard these rules are here. The referee didn't even know what to do with it.
1st and 10 for quarterback Matt Hasselbeck. It goes to Sean Alexander. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage for a meager gain of the yard, 2nd down and 9. It shows you how difficult these replay rules are. Because here is a man, Larry Nemmers, who's been a long-time NFL referee, who knows, along with his crew, the rules as well as anybody in the state of Washington. Yet even he is thrown for a loop. But it shows you, again, these quick whistles that they're blowing are screwing up plays.
We've seen a whole bunch of them. 3
straight weeks.
3 straight weeks. These quick whistles are hurting teams.
2nd down 9 from the 21. Here comes the rush, and down he goes. Devoured on the play by Harrison, who led all defensive backs a season ago in sacks with 6. He notches his second of the season right there.
I mean, they're putting pressure. They're really trying to come after him here, so that means that there has to be somebody come off. They run deep. Nobody makes an adjustment. I thought Matt probably should have stopped, planted, let the ball go, whether or not they had made the adjustments or not. When he stops right here, let it go. That little hesitancy right there, because the receiver wasn't looking back his way, cost him a sack.
Third down, 15 from the 15. Hasselbeck moves up nimbly in the pocket. Outside it goes to Alexander, who's got to get to the 30-yard line and is crushed by Seahawks. At the 21, Lloyd Harrison is there. But Seahawks led the charge, and San Diego's defense again forces a Seattle 3 and out, the second time in this half, the fourth time in the game.
Right now, San Diego's defense, well, they have been doing it, in my opinion, the whole game. They continue to tell the Seahawks what to do. You know, they're really in the head of Matt Hasselbeck. The Seahawks offense is apprehensive. They're holding back. They're not going after them, and the Chargers are taking control.
Fiegel's punt. Milburn circles under it, 42-yard line, finds a seam. Marcus Bell makes the ankle tackle at the 43. 37-yard punt, 14-yard return, and great beginning field position for San Diego's offense. In chilly Seattle. Alexander a touchdown run, 7-3 Seahawks. Best beginning field position of the day for San Diego at the Seahawks 43. 9:21 to play here in the third quarter. It's Hayden in motion, the tight end. Hand off to Tomlinson. Brought down by Chad Brown after it looked like he tripped over the leg of defensive lineman John Hilliard. Gain of about an inch, and that's about it. As you see, Tay Cody, the starting cornerback, being taken off the field.
That's not good there. I mean, they don't have depth. Last week at the second half of their ball game, they had 3 young guys in the secondary. Beasley, those guys are going to have to work hard to communicate.
Yeah, they have to do a lot of talking, a lot of pointing, make sure everybody's on the same page.
Second down and 10 for Flutie at the 43-yard line. Again with time. Finds a pass to the side. A diving catch is made. Curtis Conway. 15-yard gain to the 28-yard line of Seattle, and a first down.
And again, here they're working on Lucas, the young man replacing Sean Springs, and Conway is a veteran receiver. A lot of confidence to Doug Flutie. There is some rhythm there, and this is a drive the Chargers offense has to do their thing. You know, Mike Riley alluded to it going in at half. They've talked about it time and time again. When they get down to this area, I know the red zone is plus 20 going in, but this is the bullet zone here. They got to do something with it.
Arizona still leads. You saw St. Louis still on top of Atlanta moments ago. Big win for Miami, alone in first place in the AFC East. First down and 10, 28-yard line. After the 15-yard strike to Conway. Flutie again to the air. Rotates and fires. Screen pass Tomlinson. And then belts it out of bounds by Williams. At the 13, another gain of 15 yards. This time by Tomlinson on the heels of Conway's catch for 15.
And you know what? If you like this here, they're going to get outside. They're trying to run the screen, little play action, and let him get hidden in here. The linebackers don't make it at Seattle of getting over there. They get hung up inside. They get in there where they can't get to him, and this is how you solve red zone problems. Something highly effective, get it to LaDainian Tomlinson, quit screwing around with the football.
Because red zone problems have killed San Diego. It is a first down, 13-yard line. Flutie, more play action and tons of time to the end zone. Incomplete for Graham, who has been in pools of Seattle double teams all day. Second down and 10.
And that was easily double team. They had maybe 2 guys in the route. I mean, that was an ill-conceived plan right there from the beginning. Again, go back to something that's effective here. Get the ball in the flat. Last week, LaDainian Tomlinson caught 13 balls. Him in open space, I like my chances if I'm calling plays. I like my results if I get to him.
Tim Dwight comes in as you take a look at Tomlinson. 13-yard line. It is second down and 10. Flutie, short drop here. Gets by Brown. Being chased. Tucks it under inside the 10. Got a great block. A flag is down. Dwight through the block. Ball out of bounds at the 7 on a gain of 6. And it's on Seattle's defense.
Holding defense, number 21. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Ken Lucas, who's taken the place, as you just said moments ago, of Sean Springs, suspended for 4 games because of steroid use.
Mike Riley, the head coach, was really curious as to who was going to replace Sean Springs because they knew whoever came in there, he wanted to go after. So today, the game plan for them, get after the guy that's taken Sean Springs' place. Lucas is a young man, and Doug Flutie that time, buying that little extra time and moving out, is what put the pressure on Lucas, and he had to hold the guy to keep him from being open in the end zone.
They have spotted the ball at the 5, but when he went out of bounds, he was at the 7. And you see the confusion. By the way, we have 2 Chad Browns on the field today. One who plays defense for Seattle, and one who is spotting the ball right there. The umpire today is Chad Brown. No relation. that's the bigger of the 2 Chad Browns. Sometimes you don't say that. All right, 1st and goal after the penalty at the 3. Flutie again with time, throws outside off the fingertips and incomplete to fullback Fred McCrary. 2nd down and goal.
You know, when things just happen quicker in the red zone. The passes happen quicker. You know, if it's a play action pass, you got to set your feet and let it go. Watch right in here, hide. Watch when he gets right inside here. If he's there, you got to set him and let it go right now. Get your butt around, boom, and let it go. If it's not there, then you're going to have to eat the thing. You know, you got to have outlets to it. But they're just not a real concerted group when they get inside this 20-yard line area.
Tomlinson remains in the backfield. 2nd down, goal at the 3. Hayden, the tight end, repositions himself. Tomlinson weaving his way, backpedaling down inside the 1. Finally stopped by John Hilliard around his ankles. Yeah, Flutie says we're that close. We're that close.
I got to believe that if you've got 4 snaps from the 3-yard line with LaDainian Tomlinson in the backfield, you're going to score. Hand the ball off to him 4 times and just put it in his hands. The guy has a ton of power, tremendous burst, the ability to draw you in, just like Sean Alexander did for Seattle earlier, and bounce to the outside.
3rd down and goal at the 1. Tomlinson by himself. Fullback McCrary in motion. Tomlinson. A block by Roundtree opens the way for a San Diego touchdown. Raleigh Roundtree, who is the left guard, pulled and turned his man inside, and then opened the door for Tomlinson's touchdown run, his 10th of the season.
Yeah, you'll see the left guard pull 74 when he gets around the outside. This is why you give the guy the ball. Most running backs would never have crossed that goal line, but because of his lower body strength, he powered his way inside.
Steve Christie with the extra point and a good stroke. And for the first time today, San Diego is on top. Important game between these 2 AFC Western Division teams. 10-7 the Chargers. He's off the field and he is still pedaling. 75 yards on the ground, a touchdown run. LaDainian Tomlinson ending a nice 43-yard drive for the San Diego Chargers, who have their first lead today, 10-7. Is Wade Ritchie sets to kick off.
Matt Hasselbeck better do something on this drive or the fans are going to boo him pretty good.
You better get Dilfer in there. Dilfer's 2-0 as a starter this year for Seattle. The kickoff picked up by Charlie Rogers at the 5. Finds a seam and then grabbed from behind by Ronnie Jenkins, who returns kickoffs himself for San Diego. A 35-yard return.
You know, not often do you see John Randall lose a piece of equipment, but John Randall, I believe, lost his mouthpiece. You know? You know what? That's a talented bird. That's a gutsy bird to go take Randall's mouthpiece.
That's a dumb bird. If he's going to try to eat that thing, it's going to give him indigestion all night. It's 1st and 10 from about the 38. Hasselbeck down the middle, throws a pass, caught by his running back. Sean Alexander picks up 4 yards. and the ball spotted at the 43.
It's kind of an idea. We're talking about 6 plays in the second half for the Seahawks, 9 yards, no first downs. You know, there's a lot of cold bodies over on that offensive side, and the Chargers are playing a little bit more aggressively. You heard what Mike Holmgren said about his guys gloomy at halftime. He told Beasley, hey, I don't know what gloomy is, man. This is a playoff race here.
Second down, 6 from the 43, running outside. No place to run, no place to hide for Sean Alexander. Losing a yard. John Perrella was there. It'll be third down Monday on CBS. It's a night of great television. King of Queens, Yes Dear, everybody loves Raymond, Becker, and 48 Hours. It's all here Monday on CBS. Kevin Harlan, Craig James, and Beasley Reese in frigid Seattle. It's dropping below 40 degrees now.
I almost get the sense that the Seahawks offense has become very reluctant and reserved because everybody trying to protect Matt Hasselbeck.
Third long, 7 from the 41. Hasselbeck, great blocking ahead, throws a pass right on the money. A flag is down. The yard's good for a first down to Darrell Jackson. He's down to the 48-yard line on 3rd and 7. He picks up 11 yards, but let's see if it sticks.
Defense, offside, number 90, lined up in the neutral zone. Penalty is declined. First down.
Adrian Dingle.
A couple of guys who are not taking the day off right now. Marcellus Wiley, Todd Weiner, man, they are fighting hard down there. There are some guys in this game right now who have not decided to go get a cup of coffee. Outside, I mean, these two guys, this is a big-time battle taking place, and that time Todd Weiner won the battle. Nice job of sticking in there.
1st and 10 from the 47. Alexander got loose to the 41. Tackled by Rogers Beckett, along with Dixon. A busy day in the NFL, and we're seeing Oakland now coming back a little bit on Arizona. It's a big game for both teams. Like we said, Arizona beat San Diego last week at Qualcomm Stadium. St. Louis looks like they're going to notch their 9th win of the season. Boy, are they fun to watch.
Well, right there, you don't see any turnovers by Kurt Warner.
And Washington looking for their 6th consecutive win, although trailing by 7. Second down, 4 from the 41. Outside it goes. Jackson makes the catch, rumbles out of bounds to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11. Another first down for Seattle.
I like that. I like that call there. Change it up. Don't sit him in the pocket. Move him around. Right now, it seems like he's just kind of sitting back there with a bullseye in his chest, and they hit him pretty good.
Beasley Reese, what do you have?
Well, take Cody. You saw him taken into the locker room a few minutes ago. Cornerback for San Diego. He has a badly sprained right ankle. He will not return. I watched them tape it and retape it 2 or 3 times. He couldn't put any weight on it. Back to you.
All right, thank you. Hasselbeck has hit his last 6. 1st and 10 from the San Diego 30. Fake to Alexander. A deceptive fake it was. And Hasselbeck's throw. Caught by Fourier, out of bounds at the 17. Incomplete pass. It's the second time Fourier has caught a pass just like that, but both times ruled out of play.
Yeah, these officials, when they ran up the sidelines to look at each other, one guy saying, hey, did he have possession? The other guy's asking about his footwork coming down. Left foot, dry. Nope, didn't get it. Didn't get it.
And so Seattle and Mike Holmgren face with 2nd down and 10. He said the thing that's killing them about this team, they're so inconsistent.
Well, you just said that Hasselbeck had completed like 6 in a row, and then he throws that one high.
2nd down, 10 from the 30. 7th play of the drive. Quick throw. Cross the middle, almost picked off by Dixon. Intended for Fourier. Incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Bogging down, but this is all about the learning process. You know, one of the things that I came out of the meetings with, I felt like San Diego was a team that had more pressure on them because their expectations were that they were going to the playoffs, particularly after their first start of the season, how strong they were. Whereas Seattle, not that they don't want the playoffs, because they do, but they felt like they were growing and willing to take the time to get it done.
It's 3rd down. Watch this guy up here. That's Jackson. He's caught 4 passes today on 3rd down. 3rd and 10 from the San Diego 30. They go short. And it's caught for a gain of 5, but not for a first down by wide receiver Corin Robinson.
Now
that's his first catch today.
And that's who they want the ball going to on third down. San Diego wants to dictate again and force the ball to Corn Robinson. They're putting over on Ryan McNeil over on Bobby Ingram. They're trying to take Daryl Jackson out of the play.
So now they're going to try for 3. San Diego's defense does their job. And here's Ryan Lindell trying a 43-yard field goal. This game-winning field goal beat San Diego here last year for Seattle. This one is right down the middle. And he ties the game at 10 with 2:40 to play in the third quarter. A 43-yard field goal by Ryan Lindell. Well, tonight.
Of that, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah. That guy looks like Jack the Beanstalk. Holy Jacks. That's a mad dude there. Put him on defense. Give him a mouthpiece.
He's got the look.
Yeah. Wonder if John Randall got his mouthpiece back.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't put it back in my mouth after it had been in that bird's mouth.
That's not what you wanted to say.
You know, the thing is, it's getting darker. The sun sets in Seattle at 4:13. These birds are so used to coming here when the place is deserted about this time of night when there's nobody here.
Yeah, their field's been ready to play on.
Yeah, they're ready, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're like buzzards circling overhead.
We're going to see a great deal of pickup here at the end of this ball game by both football teams, because truly the loser of this game is out of it. They're going home in the playoff time, and both groups will be reminded of that here in just a minute.
And the ensuing Lindell kickoff after his 43-yard field goal. It's taken by Jenkins, #1 in the NFL on returning kickoffs, and belted by Kerry Joseph. Kerry Joseph, a one-time college quarterback at McNeese State. Here's the AFC West, and Denver losing today. It's a big game, even more so now for Seattle and San Diego.
And Oakland's losing right now, so the winner of this game will have a significant stride if Arizona can hang on and beat Oakland.
First down and 10 for Doug Flutie and his Chargers at the San Diego 31. After the Seattle field goal, which ties the game at 10. Flutie. Jaycock's a block on Eaton. Time for Flutie. Throws outside where it's caught by fullback Derek Harris. His first catch this year. A gain of 7 on the play, and the ex-St. Louis Ram takes the ball up to the 38-yard line.
Derek Harris has learned well and learned quick, because when Doug has the football in the pocket, it doesn't mean that he's going to run. I mean, he's really dancing around trying to buy time, and that's what makes him so effective. And that's what the Chargers have had. You know, when you start looking ahead here over the next minute or two here, the Chargers usually score a lot of points at the end of a football game.
Good point. Second down and 3 from the 38. Tomlinson, a hiding block and nothing there. Maybe a gain of 2 as he nudges his way near the 40-yard line. Chad Eaton, Antonio Cochran, Yvonne Kirkland getting off the pile for this revamped Seattle defense.
Absolutely. Chad Eaton comes in, Levon Kirkland, Marcus Robertson at free safety. They couldn't stop the run. They were abysmal last year. And this is a group that really came in and started out last year 28 against the run. This year they moved up to number 13.
So now it's third down and 1. Just inside the 40. Flutie winds up and throws, and the pass is caught on the side by Tim Dwight. Back after missing 3 games with the collapsed lung, he picks up 5 on 3rd and 1. It's a first down for the Chargers.
And they decided today not to use him on punt return so they could have him on 3rd down. Doug Flutie lobbied hard for that. You know, please, Coach Riley, let me have Dwight on 3rd down. Don't let him get hit in the ribs returning a punt.
Is that how he really talks?
Well, when you really need something, you do it. Okay, whatever you got to do.
Less than a minute to play here in the third quarter. 45-yard line, first and 10. Tomlinson again. I'm sure San Diego is thinking the way that Priest Holmes ran all over this Seattle defense, shredding them for 120 yards last week at Arrowhead. Why not run Tomlinson the same way at him this week? here in Seattle.
And you know what? Seattle's defense took that as a challenge, just knowing it was going to be there. The defensive line, John Randall's starting to get a little healthier. Levon there in the middle of the field. Chad Eaton there. Anthony Simmons, we call his name a lot today. He's a good football player. They've got a good defensive team.
Simmons had his first sack of the season earlier in the game. 2nd down, 9. Flutie at his own 46. We're tied at 10. Last play of the 3rd quarter coming up. Good block by Hyden, the tight end. Flutie's got time. Right down the middle, he's got Tim Dwight. A great catch as Flutie threads the needle for 14 yards to the 40-yard line, which concludes the 3rd quarter. He hasn't thrown a better pass today.
Did you see the zip on that ball? The way he got back with time, lets the ball go. Now it's 4th quarter time. We'll find out who hang in there.
We go to the 4th, tied. After 3 quarters, we're tied at 10, San Diego and Seattle. And the Chargers are on the move. Even the Bears are interested in this game.
And the Seagulls.
1st and 10. First play of the 4th quarter. Flutie, after he just threw a bullet down the middle to Tim Dwight for a 1st down. The fake to Tomlinson. Here comes John Randall. Flutie moves up, leaps and throws, incomplete. And a flag thrown. Chad Eaton. Flutie says he's okay, he just has to catch his breath. Chad Eaton just devoured him.
Number 90 on the defense for throwing the quarterback into the ground after he hit him. That's a 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
And he was trying to buy a little extra time for himself because Freddie Jones had come to the middle of the field and back hard to the left. He's going to throw the back to the other side. I'm telling you, he was wide open, and he had to hitch because he saw Eaton there. I don't know, maybe the way that he violently threw him to the ground.
You can't drive a quarterback into the ground like that after, right there he lets go, he's fine.
Yeah.
He drove him in. Yeah, that's a basic NFL call.
And you know what, you just said driving him into the ground, and you know, Doug said, I'm okay. That's one of those, I'll be okay on Thursday. I promise you. Ooh, that's a horrible feeling.
1st down and 10. With the penalty, mark it down to the 25-yard line. Harris, the fullback, in motion. Tomlinson sent down the middle. Oh, a nice move, and another one. And finally brought down by Willie Williams after a gain of 6 to the 20-yard line. Make it the 19. 84 yards rushing today for Tomlinson.
You give an ooh for LaDainian Tomlinson. How about an ooh for Willie Williams? That tackle. That's a big league tackle. That's an excellent run and a big-time open field running back. You see that, kids? Wrap up, go through his legs. Don't look at the hips and the wiggle. You'll be eating Krispy Kreme donuts tomorrow night by yourself if you do that.
We're making them. 2nd down and 4 at the 19. You'll lose your job. Here comes Flutie, tailed by 2 Seahawks, throws downfield. It was bobbled. Was it picked off by Robertson? They say it was. And Flutie is intercepted for the 2nd time today. Marcus Robertson with his first interception since 1999. And it couldn't have come at a better time for Seattle.
Freddie Jones is coming across the middle of the field. Chad Brown is in his back pocket here. I didn't even hear a whistle. Did you? No inadvertent whistle there, baby. Marcus Robertson with a big-time pick.
Doug Flutie has just thrown his 2nd interception. Marcus Robertson makes his first pick in 2 years. And Seattle begins inside their 10 at the 7, 1st down and 10. And the handoff to Alexander. Stopped shy of the 10, brought down by Harlan. The last time Seattle scored a touchdown when beginning a drive inside their 10 was 2 years ago in Kansas City, and Ricky Waters was the one to get the touchdown.
You know, that's a lot of drives and a lot of non-long scoring drives.
By the way, he'll start practicing this week. Could be back in less than 2 weeks after the cracked bone in his shoulder. 2nd and 7 from the 9. Hasselbeck deep down the sideline, and he's got Jackson. But was he in bounds? They say he was. Bobbled it, incomplete pass. Rodney Harrison was over there covering.
And this is one of those plays here where you know you get beyond the first level of defense. Daryl Jackson feels Rodney Harrison coming across, knows he's going to take a pop in the chops. He does not have control of that. He does not catch that ball. That's fear. That's what Rodney Harrison has done over the years. He's earned that respect of receivers, and they're looking for him.
And look at how now you shrink your possibilities this far deep in your own territory. Had they completed that pass, they've got breathing space at their own 30-yard line.
Yeah, and you know what else it does? It gives a little more confidence to Hasselbeck. You know, there's a good throw by the young quarterback.
He's 25, spent 3 years in Green Bay, learning under Brett Favre. They traded a couple high draft picks from Seattle to Green Bay to get him. 3rd down and 7, shy of the 10. Hasselbeck with authority. Outside, pass is dropped. Incomplete, going for Corn Robinson, who has been complaining about not getting enough passes his way. Seattle's got a punt. Read NFL.com for in-depth analysis from Marv Levy, Vic Carucci, and Phil Simms. Get the inside scoop all week long at NFL.com or AOL keyword NFL.com. Kevin Harlan, Craig James, Beasley Reese, freezing here in windy, dank Seattle.
Right on the water. Just looking at that water makes you cold.
Fiegels, no rush. They're setting up the return for Glenn Milburn. A short kick. Milburn fair catches it at the 46. In San Diego again. Well, start in Seattle territory. We've got a timeout. Well, this game has been kind of like a merry-go-round. Seattle led, then San Diego came back and tied, then they led. Now we're tied again at 10. 1st down and 10. Second start inside Seattle territory today. From the 46. Tomlinson belted by Simmons. Gain of 2 down to the 44. 2nd down and 8.
You know, we talk about the Seahawks defense. This is how good they are playing today with Anthony Simmons and these guys. They're getting off their blocks. They're playing very disciplined. Stay home, because he's going to try to lure you in here and then go this side. You have to have gap responsibility. They talked about it. Both defenses have to. Today they're getting off the blocks. You see Simmons get off that block, get off the block, get to his legs.
2nd down and 8 from the Seattle 44. Flutie. LaDainian Tomlinson again. Oh, nice tackle made by Anthony Simmons, who has turned in perhaps his best performance of the season. A gain of 2 down to the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. Busy day in the NFL as Dallas, now their lead cut to 3 early in the 4th quarter.
Emmett, I see he's getting some carries. He's been wanting more carries. 19 carries there.
St. Louis.
Yeah, Rams doing it to it. 3 touchdown passes by Kurt Warner.
He's back. They lost to Tampa Bay, recall, on Monday night, so it's a big win in the making there. Arizona leading Oakland right now. That stands as one of the biggest upsets in the making. New England beat the Jets earlier today. That was huge. 3rd down and 6 from the 42. Flutie across the middle, caught by Graham. It's a fumble. It's loose and vacuumed in by Reggie Tongue at the 30-yard line. No whistle blew there. No whistle blew there to call it dead. 3rd San Diego turnover today.
Chad Brown again getting in there, the pressure, the throw comes. Graham just stripped of the football almost as if he wasn't aware that the guy was behind him. It's like he just didn't realize that the guy was trailing from behind.
Ike Charlton is the one, Craig, to knock the ball away.
Yeah, Charlton really getting there, stripping the ball. This is coached, it's taught. They have drills for this in practice. Come up from behind the receiver and strip and rake and put your other hand around him so you can make the tackle if you don't cause a fumble.
San Diego 3 turnovers. That has been a killer, but they're still tied. 1st and 10. The pitch out goes to Alexander. And he is stuck by Rodney Harrison and others. A gain of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8. It'll be up at the 33.
Seattle's offense today, they've had 5 times they've gone 3 and out. And there's no way that you can be effective like that. The Seahawks defense has kept them afloat, just like the Chargers defense has carried the game for them over there.
And Craig, such a conservative, close to the vest, low-risk offense by Holmgren over the last really 2 months.
With the weather the way it was supposed to be, lots of rain, lots of wind, this is the kind of game plan I thought I'd see. But with it not being real windy, I was expecting to see a lot more passes down the field.
2nd down and 8 from the 33 from Matt Hasselbeck. Looks one way, goes to his 2nd option, which is Corn Robinson. His 2nd catch today, and the rookie from North Carolina State is up to the 39-yard line. And on the play, picks up 7. Which will make it 3rd down and about a yard and a half to go.
And enjoyed the visit with Hasselbeck this week and talking with him about what it takes to be a leader. And he said, hey, the only thing that you can do is to go out and be successful on the football field. I know a lot of guys, he says, I know a lot of guys that I'd like to hang around with, but I want on a football team guys who perform and get the job done, and that's what they're looking for me.
Well, didn't you feel the same way when you were playing?
Absolutely. Hey, you know, I want to go have lunch with somebody else. It's fun, but man, on the field, I want John Hanna around me.
And there's a timeout taken, and it's taken by San Diego. After the San Diego timeout, Seattle 3rd down and 1 from the 40-yard line of the Seahawks. An important game for two teams in the AFC West, especially with Denver losing earlier today in Miami. Alexander plowing ahead and right into Harrison. A gain of 5 and a first down. And he left one Charger defender after another in his wake. Out to the 45-yard line.
It's almost like, what's Junior Seau going to do? If he's got to make a hole, he's going to make a decision. Is he going to choose right? He'll tell you he doesn't guess. Offensive linemen get out on him. They cover him up. He can't see the ball. And then watch Rodney Harrison come up. Sean Alexander behind his pads. Boom! Puts it on him.
First down and 10 from the 45 for Matt Hasselbeck. Alexander running behind the block by Max Strong, brought down by Dixon after a gain of 5, sliding up the midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
There's that Packer sweep again. You know, that old, everybody out there, you know, just smash mouth, get after your fanny football. And Sean Alexander, we were here several weeks ago, and at times he would run really well, and at times he didn't. And I've seen a great deal of maturity in this kid. He is running a lot more disciplined and tougher than he did a few weeks ago.
2nd down and 5. Over 40 yards today on the ground for Alexander. From the 50-yard line. Again, Strong leading the way. And from behind, great play by Junior Seau. Limiting Alexander to a gain of 2 to the 48. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.
And then those are 46 yards of really tough defense, too. These guys were hard after him. Junior Seau, you see him there in the middle of the screen. He's eyeing him. Look at those eyes. Look at him, how he's paralleling and running with Alexander and then getting out to his legs. A lot of undisciplined tacklers would just go for the shoulder pads and they would miss him. But he starts high and slides low. He gets to the legs. And I can tell you as a former runner, if you get to their legs, it's over with. They can't run anymore.
3rd down, 3 from the 48. Matt Hasselbeck setting up outside, almost picked off. That's Davis Sanchez, who broke up, and a flag is thrown. And San Diego is livid on their sideline. Remember, Sanchez taking the place of the injured Tay Cody. There was a pass intended for Darrell Jackson. It is a penalty on San Diego.
And he does go to the wrong guy. The tight end comes inside here on the slot. Here's the man right there. Look how open he is. He misses it. He goes to the wrong side, and then they get the pass interference call on the outside. But, you know, he guessed wrong at that time, I'd say. Young, inexperienced secondary. They're going to make mistakes, no question about it. They've had to deal with a lot of injuries. Alex Mullen's gone. We saw they lost Tay Cody. You know, you're going to have mistakes made with a young secondary.
San Diego's first second half penalty on 1st and 10 from the 45. Trying to weave his way around defenders is Sean Alexander. Gain of about 2, 2nd down and 8. Tonight on 60 Minutes, remember when only artists drew profiles? Now law enforcement officers draw them too. Is this a good thing? Well, it depends. You'll find out tonight on 60 Minutes. Followed by the education of Max Bickford. And then Jack and the Beanstalk, the real story, tonight on CBS. 2nd down and 8. Under 8 to play here in the 4th quarter. Seattle with all 3 of their timeouts at the Charger 43. The block by Weiner. Now here comes Wiley. Outside, it's bobbled and dropped by Sean Alexander. Seau is covered.
You know, San Diego's defense has really tried to limit the options of what Hasselbeck has. Watch in the middle of the field. Watch how they smash the crossing route and take away an option from him. When the play develops, Matt's looking for a quick crossing route. Look at him jump right now, the linebackers. Bam! They knocked Bobby Ingram right out of the play. They took the #1 3rd down target out of the play by blasting him out there. and he, then he goes to the outside just trying to make something out of nothing. Sean Alexander wouldn't have gone far even if he caught that ball.
3rd down 8 from the 43. Here comes Ray Johnson. Nice move by Hasselbeck. Has to get inside the 40, make it the 35-yard line. He goes head first into the 35. He'll be very close for a first down. Now, had he gone feet first, he wouldn't have gotten the necessary yardage. The fact he goes head first gets him this close to a first down.
Sometimes you can really see everything and you get lucky. Look at the fullback sneak up the middle of the field, runs right past linebacker level. But because he'd been flushed out of the pocket, he doesn't see the fullback up the middle. And I guarantee you, Strong would love for his quarterback to have found him on that one.
Yes, TV right here.
I mean, you can see it. The marker's at the 35. The ball is at the 35. It's now just how accurate the chains were from the far side of the field. And nope, a link shot.
How do you know it's not 2 links?
He says, you got to be kidding me. And some other words, too.
Yeah. Oh, you silly wascal, you. Just find out where the ball goes.
But see, the fact he goes head first instead of like most quarterbacks that want to protect themselves,
now
going feet first, they would have marked that ball on a feet first slide at about the 37. He goes head first, knowing he's going to get belted, and gets to the 35 and makes it just that close. They're going to go for it on 4th and inches. What would you call here?
Hey. They're going to let him hold it up here. Well, the way they're set up right now, I don't like what I would power it. I'd put Sean back there and have Alexander get the ball and do a little power football. This looks like a sneak.
4th and inches, you're right. And Hasselbeck, whose dad played in the NFL, plows for a first down. Getting the yard, he's to the 34.
Matt's a big guy, strong kid. They figure, I'm sure, that if they go from the eye or they go deeper on a handoff, that San Diego's defense is so quick, they're going to come off their block and get him.
Here's the best Hasselbeck note I've got today. You ready for it?
Yes.
When you played for the Patriots, he used to mow your lawn.
Amen, man. I love you doing your work, but I couldn't afford him now.
We saw him at breakfast, and he says, hey, I used to mow your grass. 1st and 10.
Good family.
From the 34. It's Alexander, slowed up by Ray Johnson. Taken down in the play by Leonardo Carson. Gain of 1.
You know, we're allowed to be fans. You know, we do our jobs and we do it well. I mean, you can't go out and sugarcoat a player or anything like that. But there's certain guys that you follow and you really want to do well. And I've been following him since his days at Boston College, and I'm really happy for him because he works hard and he wants it. Money doesn't mean anything to this guy. The only thing that matters to him is success in winning football games.
And has now thrown 109 passes without an interception. 2nd down and 9 inside the 34. Alexander, a block by Jackson, and that gives Alexander another 4 yards, diving to the 27-yard line and picking up 7 on the play.
And I'm going to tell you, when he makes the cut to get back up the field, when they get outside and they stretch, when they get him up to the middle of the field, you're going to see the guys pulling. They're out there. Now watch this cut. If he's on grass right here, he's cutting off the wrong foot, that right foot, he would have slipped and gone down. Instead, he's able to maintain his balance and get his gripping enough to get him up the field.
And Darrell Jackson with a nice block downfield for him as wide receiver. Approaching 5 minutes to play. Seattle with 3 timeouts. 3rd down 3 from the 27. Hasselbeck on the fly. Throws a bullet, but Davis Sanchez is all over Bobby Ingram and allows a meager gain of 2. And they put the ball near the 25.
Yeah, that's the one guy that they want to go to. Comes up, he just goes a little short. I thought he should have gone a little deeper, knowing where he's got to go. I hate that when a wide receiver lets the defensive back dictate how deep he goes, and knowing he needs 3 yards.
He's played 6 years in the league. He should know this.
That was bonehead. That was a bonehead route right there.
Well, and they stop him about a yard shy of the first, and now it's 4th and 1. They're going to try for a field goal. Ryan Lindell has already kicked a 43-yard field goal today. This is from 43 yards. If he gets it, Seattle's got the lead. And he misses. Ryan Dan Lindell, who kicked the game-winning field goal for Mike Holmgren in this stadium last year against San Diego, misses. And we are still tied with 4.5 to play. With Craig James and Beasley Reese, Kevin Harlan, Husky Stadium, chilly, windy, Seattle. Well, a missed field goal moments ago by Seattle from 43 yards would have given them the lead. And it goes now to San Diego. And Doug Flutie, 1st and 10, chased by Randall, chased by Simmons, throws the pass incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Anthony Simmons has been all over the field today for the Seahawk defense.
And I'll tell you what has not happened today is Doug Flutie having any kind of rhythm, man. Simmons is all over him. He can't just go to a 5-step drop. Doug has got to continue to move his feet. Look at this. I mean, he gets set. He's got to move. Now, got to move. Simmons is on his way. You know, John Randall's there. I mean, these guys have really pushed and owned the offensive linemen.
Flutie has thrown 2 interceptions today. 2nd down and 10, near the 34. Whips a pass outside, caught by Conway, makes a good fake. Williams flies by, but the tackle is eventually made by Ken Lucas. And Marcus Robertson close to a 1st down near the 43.
We showed you earlier how many points that the San Diego Chargers score in the 4th quarter. You know, they're used to scoring a bunch of points here in this 4th quarter, and Seattle's defense has given up a few in the 4th quarter.
3rd down and 1. There's that graphic on 4th quarter scoring. And a timeout has been taken. It's charged on Seattle. Now they, like San Diego, have 2 left. Well, Saturday, CBS Sports puts an NCAA hoops doubleheader on the air starting at 2 p.m. Duke against Michigan, North Carolina against 14th ranked Kentucky. For more information, go to cbs.sportsline.com. So, Doug Flutie, who has gone 18, make it 19 of 33 today. And just under 200 yards compared with last week when he was just throwing one completion after another. He was brilliant in a loss against Arizona, but can he pull out one here in Seattle today? We're tied at 10.
All right, Mr. Nugget, got one for you here. If we should make it to overtime, huh? Which team has done well in overtime?
There's good news and there's bad news. The good news is we've got overtime. The bad news is both teams have lost their last 7 overtime games. We could be here a long time. Shy of the 44, 3rd and 1. What a tackle on Tomlinson by Simmons and Chad Brown. They've done it all day, and they continue to do it when it matters most, and San Diego's got a punt.
Man, number 51, these guys, watch Chad Brown out here on the outside. Watch how they get to the football, man. That is just attack. Anthony Simmons, when he saw that hole, he exploded. Watch Anthony. He sees it, his eyes get through the hole right now. Did you see him go after it? Oh, he hit that hole faster than LaDainian Tomlinson hit the hole. That's how you play linebacker right there, young boys.
Darren Bennett to punt for the San Diego Chargers, and Charlie Rogers is back. He returned the punt back for a touchdown back in 1999. Delay of game.
Well, they're going to argue that they need to reset the play clock, but
there's no delay. We had trouble getting the kicking ball in. Reset the play clock to 25 seconds.
That's the aforementioned K ball that we've spotlighted in the first half.
That K, man, I told you to get him a cup of coffee earlier, didn't I?
Well, look at him.
Oh,
he knows he's screwed. Hey, you better hide.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a guy making donuts in the morning.
That's right. 4:30.
That's the second shift, isn't it?
Today that K stands for cold, because it is cold. Low snap by David Ben. Bennett gets it up, and Bennett is hobbling. The ball bouncing around the 20, rolling near the 16-yard line, down by Ronnie Jenkins. And Bennett, as you can see, favoring his left leg. 42-yard punt by the former Aussie Rules football player.
Watch the drop of the ball. It's a crazy drop. The ball was almost sideways.
Alex Bannister, who has blocked a punt already this season against Denver and returned it for a touchdown.
Man. He didn't get hit. He didn't get hit, do you think?
I think he pulled something.
Yeah, that had to be his leg. That was way up there.
All right, from the 16-yard line, 2.5 to play in regulation. 1st and 10 for quarterback Matt Hasselbeck. Right to work on 1st down. Then he is swallowed by Perella. Out to the 20, gain of 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and about 6.
Mike Holmgren had a meeting Wednesday with his coaching staff, his offensive guys, and said, hey, look, I have my set of absolutes. Don't deviate from them. Do what I tell you to do. Simplify this thing. Let's make sure we take care of what our players can handle and do, and we can all go to bed at night. Leave it on my shoulders. It's called my absolutes. I'm the head coach. It all stops right here with me.
2nd down and 6 near the 20. Hasselbeck throws to the side. Incomplete, looking for Jackson. For those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you are watching the NFL on CBS. The game between the Chargers and the Seahawks. We're tied at 10. 1:56 to play. We're at the 2-minute warning. You'll see 60 minutes immediately following the game, except on the Mountain Time and West Coast zone. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, 1:56 to play in the 4th quarter. We're tied at 10. San Diego and Seattle. It's 3rd down and 6. Chargers have lost 4 in a row. With Mike Riley, Seattle has won 2 of 3. The loser of this game in trouble for the playoffs. 19-yard line, 3rd down and 6. Hasselbeck with time, deep down the middle. He's got open receiver in Jackson. And he's inside the 40 and down to the 36-yard line. Clock continues to go. A 45-yard gain for the leading receiver for Seattle.
And the words you just used, leading receiver for Seattle. He's the inside number 2 receiver, runs straight up the pipe. Again, this has to do with an inexperienced secondary being in there right now. Rogers Beckett comes over to help from the safety spot, but that's lack of communication letting that occur.
1st down and 10 from the 36. Alexander stuffed at the line. About a 3-yard pickup. Orlando Ruff was in there. 2nd down and 7. Ryan Lindell, the field goal kicker for Mike Holmgren, warming up on the sideline. Moments ago, he missed a 43-yard field goal, which would have given Seattle the lead. Remember, it was his kick a year ago that beat San Diego in this building. 2nd down and 7. Hasselbeck with a nice block, chased by Carson, throws it away, incomplete, aiming for Fourier.
You know, and Mike Holmgren said, look, hey, you run the plays that we call out there. If you deviate, your play better work. And that was a deviation right there. And he threw it into the ground wisely.
So 3rd down and 7. A huge catch by Darrell Jackson, giving Seattle this great field position.
I don't think I would sit back on this one. I would force the issue if I was San Diego. I'd make him 3-step, get rid of the football, come up short of the 1st down.
Right now it's about a 50-yard field goal try. Draw play, handoff, great read by Harrison and Marcellus Wiley. Alexander tackled at the 33 for no gain. Timeout taken. And a flag has been, in fact, 3 flags are on the field. And this is against San Diego.
How do you have too many men on the field?
The defense had 12 men on the field at the snap.
Unbelievable.
That's a 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That there, right there, is what a head coach has to just tear his gut out, you know?
Tonight, 60 Minutes, the education of Max Bickford and Jack and the Beanstalk. All tonight on CBS. The penalty pushes the ball to the 27, where it is 3rd down and 2. Alexander. And gallops for the 1st down to the 25. Clock continues to tick. Seattle with 2 timeouts. That's a gain of 3, and now Holmgren will burn one and leave one on the board.
He's going to regroup, get his guys in the huddle, let them know what the situation is, make sure nobody's out there panicked, doing anything wrong.
Ryan Lindell beat San Diego on a field goal a year ago from 48 yards away. As time expired, he beat Cleveland on a 52-yard field goal this season with 3 seconds left on the clock. He has missed a field goal today from 43 yards. The ball's now at the 25. It would be about a 42, 43-yard field goal from here.
Holmgren's defense really has stepped up here in the fourth quarter. We showed you earlier how many points San Diego scores in the fourth quarter and how few they score in Seattle. His defense has helped position his team at least for a shot at winning this game.
Hasselbeck over talking with quarterbacks coach Jim Zorn and head coach Mike Holmgren. 1st and 10 from the 25. No turnovers today for Seattle, 3 for San Diego. 1st and 10. Alexander pushed and shoved and brought down beautifully by Ray Lee Johnson. Now the field goal try would be longer. It's back at about the 30-yard line. The clock continues to tick, and it looks like they're going to tick it all the way down for a field goal try and a win with Ryan Lindell booting one.
Yeah, watch this in here. Watch how they penetrate. They push the play back. There was no surprise. This was a guaranteed lock cinch. Ray Lee Johnson with the penetration and the push, knocking Sean Alexander back. You know, I almost said a while ago when you said, well, this would be if they kick from here. I almost said, watch out. Don't say that because, you know, if you're a Seahawk right now, you got to be concerned about losing yards or having a penalty.
So it's 2nd down and 15 to go. And it appears they're going to try this field goal for the lead with Lindell. If they bobble it, if there's a problem, they've got another 2 to work with.
Well, 7 seconds here.
That's the problem. There's no time except the 7 ticks on the clock. Jean-Philippe Darche will make the snap. The hold comes from Jeff Fiegels. This is a 48-yard try by Ryan Lindell. High snap, put down. It is no good. No time left in overtime in Seattle.
Well, I tell you what, for Mike Riley, you know, he has to be thinking, hey, it's about time something bad, like a missed field goal, happens to somebody else. For Mike Holmgren, he did exactly what he needed to do. His ball club hung in there in the fourth quarter, gave him a shot at winning the game with a field goal to end the game. And I promise you, you have no idea how relieved Mike Riley is. Last night in our meetings with him, we're sitting there. He's confident, but, man, he knows the pressure. He feels it. He wants his team to do so much better. And the relief on Riley right now has to be tremendous. Lindell, he's already missed 2. He'd already missed 1. Confidence is probably a little bit shaky, but pushes it to the left. And like we said earlier, going to the overtime, these teams have...
The National Football League, the first team to score wins. All rules of the fourth quarter will pertain. Each team gets 2 timeouts. The first team to score wins. All replays will be handled by the booth. San Diego, you're the visiting team. You're going to call the coin toss. He's calling heads. That's tails. Tails is called. It's heads. Seattle has won the toss. They will receive. Kick in that direction.
Well, you heard it there. So both teams right now probably on the sidelines trying to try out kickers, trying to get one of these guys with at least some confidence to give them a shot at this thing. But it's going to come down to mistakes. Which team will make a mistake? Which team won't? Which team's kicker will show up? Overtime's coming up next.
Only one who knows what Ryan Lindell is feeling right now is San Diego kicker Wade Ritchie. Because the same thing happened to him last week. He brought in someone new to take his place on most field goal tries. Although he has retained his kickoff responsibilities as he leads the NFL in touchbacks. Well, both teams have each lost 7 overtime games in a row.
And I think Steve Christie, he's got like 7 overtime big game-winning kicks in his career. So if any guy can do it on this field right now, I'd say Steve Christie gives him an edge.
More than 7. He has 16 game-winning field goals, but 7 in overtime.
But you don't have to trump me, man. I mean, just because I come up with a nugget, you don't have to come up and knock me out.
We are a partner. We are a partnership.
Okay. It's like I got to be a lawyer. I got to really define my nugget.
Exactly.
Overtime. All right, I'm with you.
And the kickoff by Wade Ritchie. Couple yards deep. Charlie Rogers will take it out. Running outside, chased by Orlando Ruff. Shoved out of bounds. About the 32-yard line. Tonight on 60 Minutes, remember when only artists drew profiles? Now, law enforcement officers draw them too. We'll have to see if this is a good thing or not. That's tonight on 60 Minutes.
One of the things that Beasley, I would imagine, these young quarterbacks are going to be afraid of, or Hasselbeck at least, is throwing the out ball.
That's geometrically, that's the longest throw, and it's the most dangerous one. It's the one if you make a mistake and it floats in the cold, it's a touchdown the other way. He will be a little nervous.
Seahawks 32, 1st and 10 for Hasselbeck. Deep drop, winding up, fires downfield, and it's caught at the 20-yard to make the 50-yard line by Corn Robinson. A gain of 18 yards on the play.
It just makes sense that you're going to have more confidence if you can throw the ball straight ahead. That outside throw that Beasley and I just talked about is a dangerous throw, and it's a cautious throw, and you don't want to have a quarterback throwing the ball cautiously. I would tell you this. That kind of route right there shows you a little bit of growth that they have here, a little bit more confidence in what they've got down the field.
From midfield, 1st down and 10. Hasselbeck being pinched, pump fakes and drives all the way near the 41-yard line. Gaining 9 yards on the play. And the pump fake gave him maybe that extra second or two he needed to bust it down the middle.
A little bit more, I would say, respect probably coming now from the San Diego defense for what Hasselbeck's doing, the way he's throwing the ball down the field. But a wise decision. Don't make a mistake here. You're at midfield. Move the ball up a little bit and get out and make another snap with it.
2nd down 1, just outside the Charger 40. And a gain of 3 down the middle. Max Strong is the ball carrier, the fullback. Max Strong only carries the ball for the 9th time all season.
The last 2 times they've had short yardage to go, they've been a quick hitting quarterback sneak once, they run the fullback there. Because San Diego's defense is so fast and quick at getting off of the blocks that they're stopping it when they hand it off deep.
1st down and 10 inside the Charger 38. Alexander head-on collision with Rogers Beckett on a gain of 7 to the 31-yard line.
Here's an example of the growth of Sean Alexander staying with it. They're just going to come off, and it's just his own little area block. They're going to kick out. Watch when he gets to the hole. Watch how he picks his feet up. The fullback kicks out. There's just a little crease, and he gets through it right there. There are a lot of running backs who would fold and drop their head, and they'd go down and tackle themselves. But he kept sliding and got to the outside.
2nd down 3 from the 31. Alexander, nice block by Strong. Finally brought down on the play by Seahawks, close to a 1st down. They had to get just inside the 28-yard line.
Well, the Seahawks offense is doing their job. There's one guy over there on that side who's got to get ready to do his job. Ryan Lindell. He's missed 2 on the day.
2 straight.
And he wants a shot at it. Felt like all along the Chargers defense has really played well, but they've fallen apart here lately. They just get pushed. They're losing up front.
Their defense has had a history of falling apart late in games this season. 3rd down and 1. The dive by Strong hit the ground. It is no fumble. They mark it down outside the 25. So on this drive, 2 pretty important carries by Max Strong.
And again, if you hit them quick, they can't come off. If you hand it deep, they've got a chance to come off. Right now, Seattle's offensive line taking control of this game. They're owning the defensive line of the Chargers. Chargers are just kind of like hanging in there. It's almost like they've given up.
Strong is out. Alexander by himself in the backfield. We're in overtime here in Seattle. Inside the 26. 1st and 10. Alexander gets by Dixon. Gets by Harrison. Rams his way into Beckett and out of bounds. Inside the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 12 and a 1st down for Seattle. Denver has lost in Miami. Oakland is still playing. Kansas City lost on Thursday to Philadelphia. So you can see the importance of the outcome of this game within the context of the AFC West.
Yeah, San Diego, I tell you what, going to 5-7, you can almost write them out of it. They're done.
Max Strong back in. 1st and 10. Inside the 15. Alexander again. Breaks a tackle from Perella. Drives inside the 10 and down to the 8. It's a gain of 6. Alexander's been terrific for Mike Holmgren on this drive.
These defensive tackles, I said it in the opening of the game today, if they can control them and eliminate the penetration, they're going to win the battle. Junior Seau deflects off of Sean Alexander's shoulder pads. The fatigue factor, it's reality. At the end of a game like this, where the Chargers defense has been on the field so much, they're bound to run out of gas, and that's happening right now.
8-yard line, 2nd down and 4. Alexander again. Backs his way to the line of scrimmage, hit by Rodney Harrison, picks up a couple inches, and that's it. Actually going to get more than that, down to the 7, so about a half-yard gain.
You know, the knee jerk is to say, no big deal. This is a layup field goal down this close, but I don't think there's any gimmies anymore, is there?
Not anymore, especially when your kickers miss 2 in a row.
Yeah, his head probably out field.
Albeit from 43 yards apiece for both. So now it's 3rd down and 3. Seattle has not turned the ball over today. San Diego has 3 times. Alexander on the 3rd and 3 handoff. Rams down to the 6 on a gain of 1. Now they bring him out.
You think Holmgren's backing up a little bit? You see him telling Sean, he's hollering at Sean, telling him, way to go, way to run that football, is what he was telling him.
So the ball will be spotted shy of the 15. It is a 24-yard field goal try. And this is for the win. High snap again, but this time he strokes it in. And Seattle has won for the 3rd time in 4 games and very much alive and kicking in the playoff picture in the AFC. They go to 6-5.
Well, if Holder does a good job of staying with it, Hasselbeck gets the ball inside, gets it right down, a perfect setup for the kicker, drills it right down there. It is good, and I promise you right now this will be about as cold and clammy a locker room as San Diego's ever had.
Last week, San Diego lost to Arizona with Gramatica defeating the Chargers. This week, Ryan Lindell with the field goal to defeat the Chargers, who have now lost 5 consecutive games and 7 of their last 9.